given that there's a few players out and Jared McCormack's going into the middle, which I like, I'm going to make it South Barwon by 5 points.
So Jared McCormack's going into the middle and you're giving it extra.
He's not a midfielder, so
you know him better than anybody.
I do know him better than anyone, and although he's some brunt in there.
Umpires Jones, Clark and Chafton are the experienced trio taking charge of this one. I like the O'Neill-McQuaid matchup.
I like that one
on the near side wing here. We're underway. First final. It all begins now. First quarter is underway for Geelong Bank. Here's Jace.
Zybell got it down to Bailey Scott for Colac. Straight into the forward 52 for the Tigers. Goes a little towards Hillman. And Goff right next to him as well. We're going to get some Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchups. There's going to be plenty of them this afternoon with these two teams. And Kirsch will be all over that as we have a boundary throw in. Northern end of the ground. Colac into attack early doors in this qualifying final. Zybell got held onto by Kellett there in the ruck contest. Lang for Colac can't take it. Pack develops around him. Also Harry Cunningham over there as well. We're going to have a ball up about 55 out from the Colac goal.
What have you picked up early, Kirsch?
Well, Melican's got the job on Caldo. The interesting one's Dustin Walters has taken the job on Bosley.
Tapped down by Zybell. Ball at ground level. Coming through was White. Now a chance to clear with the kick for South Barwon. It's out of bounds on the full, though. Came off the boot of Chris Hughes. And it's a free kick here at true centre wing to be taken by Walters. He goes short. Does Dusty onto the chest of Bailey Scott. One of 4 changes for the Tigers. His inclusion, a handy one here at West Oval. He's just back of the wing. Now he sends a long ball towards forward 50. Garner, that's Adam, and he climbs high and takes a good early Hamlin hanger contender, as he's wont to do. He's one of the best aerialists in the competition, Adam Garner. Him and his brother, between them, have taken some seriously good Hamlin hangers throughout the year. And the man on the mark will stand about 45 from goal on this fantastic deck here at West Oval this afternoon. Nice and green, maybe a little firm underfoot. Garner tight, left forward pocket, just steps out to open up the angle, sends it on its way. It's not a bad effort. It's a wonderful kick. Good start for the Tigers. Lammy's Tavern, goal of the afternoon contender. He's almost done the Hamlin hanger. Lammy's Tavern double in the opening 2 minutes of play here at West Oval. And Colac on the first quarter. Geelong Bank scoreboard have kicked the opening major of the contest. Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years. It's Colac, 1 straight 6. South Barwon yet to score.
I watched the game back of this matchup last week, and Garner had 3 shots in the first quarter and kicked 2, so he started like he did last week, and interesting.
Josh Garner on Fraser Fort.
Yeah, so Garner taken Fort, and Seb Barrow's got the big job on Jonty Broughton down here in the forward line.
Back in the middle, Zybell gets it down again. Madigan this time for South Barwon. Oh, he dropped the foot. He got tackled and dropped the football. Umpire said play on.
He missed it.
He missed it. Get Callett's left foot kick around the corner, inside 50. Tumbling little punt. Fort comes out, pushed off the football. Walters is there as well for Colac. There's a number of them. That was Jared this time, umpire, waiting for it, holding the ball, said the umpire.
That's a square up, but you can't tell me 3 umpires on the ground missed that. One of the non-controlling's got to pay that.
Correct.
Walters, Jared will take the free kick for the Tigers.
Into the right back pocket he goes to Lockie Simpkins, and the only Simpkin out there this afternoon. Lockie drives it towards the outer wing. Goff sets himself over the top for South Barwon and takes the mark over the much shorter Cody Spokes. Goff now sending it towards Fort. Caldu flew as well for South Barwon. Neither could mark. Mulroney off the hands of the pack. Caldu, left forward pocket. Flying shot at goal. Has missed to the left and through for a minor score for the Swans.
Duray, I think
First
it
on
was.
the board, it was Duray out there for 1 behind South Barwon. Colac, 1 straight 6, 3.5 minutes gone. Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Daily commuter services from Port Arlington from only $13.50 per trip. Search Port Phillip Ferries commute.
Dustin Walters kicks it out towards centre wing for Lang for Colac to try and grab it. He can't. He's opposite number 25. Madigan's pushed off the ball as well. South Barwon back towards half forward with the kick. Good mark. Diving at half back is Dustin Walters. Kicks it back in board looking for McCormack. Doesn't sit for him. Needs some support. Got a couple to come towards him. Ball spills free. McQuay's there as well. Handball from Simpkin chopped off. Now South Barwon 55 out. Bosley on the half volley. Right, left. Got the handball away. McCormack comes back for Colac. Wraps it up in the tackle. Ball spills free. And the umpire may have to come in and say holding the ball. Oh. Wow. Wowee. And a free kick is going to go to Barrow for Colac.
Barrow wearing the long sleeves despite the warm weather, although Darcy Lang has shed the long sleeves that he's worn for most of summer. Gorwell stretching and back with the flight has taken the mark. No, out on the full is the decision. So the free kick will go to Kelly O'Neill. Will right on top of that too. And Gorwell just has to hand the footy back, and O'Neill's got it about 75 from goal. He'll send the kick up into the pocket. Wants Caldu. Malikan with him. Can't mark. Knocked away towards the boundary line and out of bounds by Josh Garner. So Josh Garner behind the footy, an interesting one. Has spent a lot of the year inside forward 50 alongside brother Adam.
You're right, Kingy, because Parkhouse has started forward and Roland Goff's got the job on him. So they've reversed roles.
Good crowd here at West Oval to open the finals. Shallow throw in. Bell got a fist on it, but rolled off the back of it into the waiting arms of a Swan who was underneath that footy. We'll get an eye on it after the tackle laid by Barrow, who's underneath all of that. It's Johnny Broughton in game 100 this afternoon. Debuted round 6, 2016 versus Leopold.
So
good effort.
Ball up. Fort takes it out of the ruck contest. Kick was across the face of goal and out of bounds on the full. So Dustin Walters again with the free kick for Colac. Last line of defence.
He's a big human, isn't he, Fort, when you get up close to him?
Absolutely.
He took that out the ruck with ease.
He is. So Dustin Walters for the Tigers. Church Street end of Geelong West.
Inverleigh straight into the GDFL Reserves Grand Final after beating East Geelong by 13 points at St Albans.
So the ball goes out towards McCormack. At the front of the pack, Hughes for South Barwon. Got away to Jack Driver. 45 and closing. Right foot kick. And Jack Driver has put a Lambie's Tavern goal at a contender on the board for the centre half back. He puts the first on the board the afternoon. And South Barwon go to 117. They lead Colac 1 straight 6, and that is on the Geelong Bank K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
He was very excited, Jack Driver, but probably not as excited as Buzz Conway.
Oh, he'll be up and about.
Listening to this broadcast at home, he'd be very excited, waving his Jack Driver flag. Don't worry about that.
Wearing his Jack Driver badge.
Number 1 ticket holder he is of the Jack Driver fan
I
club.
met Jack Driver's parents the other night. I had a quick drink with them on Thursday night. There was some mutual friends and had a bit of a chat. Back in the middle. Chance for Zybell. Got a handball away. Lang, quick flick back towards McCormack. Did it get to him? Not in the end, but a rolling ball towards centre half forward. Carmody's come up and taken it for South Barwon, wrapped up by Cooper Hayes in the long sleeves this afternoon. We'll get a ball up into the air for Zybell, and Big Callett's allowed to hit the ground, and it's shoveled out of the pack, but here's a chance for Mulraney for South Barwon to drive them into attack. 25 from goal. Caldu didn't get near it. Mark taken by Walters. That's Jared for Colac. He goes short to Spoke, still inside defensive 50, and the Tigers now advance the ball forward. Garner, handball release, Hillman rather, handball release back to Spokes. Spokes goes short, and McDonald has marked. He wants to get a handball on quickly to Hillman. Hillman followed up nicely and then bangs it long to about 15 from goal. Garner and Parkhouse both flew. Neither could mark. Hand to the pack, chance to clear for Hutchinson. Sends it wide. Not a great kick. Gorwell down low. Couldn't mark in front of Madigan. Ball picked up by Duray. The don't argue, and away he goes.
He goes with a skimming right foot kick towards Bosley. Hits on the ground. Coming back the other way, Caldu. Handball on the up was good. Duray followed up. Little left foot kick around the corner. Bosley comes at it. Crashes a pack. He can't take it. He's on hands and knees now. Fort also over the top of South Barwon. Ball spills free. Colac try and take it the other way. Hayes. He got wrapped up straight away. Falls to the back. Duray. 45 out. Right foot kick and goals! South Barwon 2 in a couple of minutes. And great finish from Fraser Duray, his first of the afternoon. And they go to 2-1-13 now. South Barwon, they lead Colac 1 straight 6. Geelong Bank, K-Rock. First quarter scoreboard, Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years.
Well, what was impressive about Duray then, he kept his width as a winger, and that's why he had that opportunity out in the outer wing as a one-on-one, which he won, which is crucial to win. But more importantly, his work rate to follow it up. He got front and centre nearly to his own kick, and he stayed involved, and he got the opportunity to have a shot on goal. So, terrific work rate by Duray.
Unlikely goal kickers, Duray with only the 5 coming in and Driver with only the 2 for the season coming in. So that's a good start for South Barwon, finding options elsewhere outside of Bosley and Caldu and Broughton back in the middle. Chance to clear. Scott gave it to Lang. Colac will go inside forward, 50. Parkhouse. He flew front of the pack. Chance to clear. Goff, it was an awkward kick, but he got good territory with it. Bouncing ball. Here's Duray, been lively on that outer wing so far. He can't take it cleanly under pressure from Spokes, but then he comes again, picks it up. Jared Walters lays the tackle for Colac, and we'll get a ball up at left half forward on the outer side at West Oval. Wombat Gully, Plant Farm matchups. Anything else you picked up, Kirsch, we need to be keeping an eye on as they, of course, see the back end of bare root season at Wombat Gully Plant Farm?
Starkey's got the job on Hillman, which is a good little matchup as well.
From the ball up, we see the ball taken by Mulroney. He's taken by the opposite number 3 in Spokes, and also Gorwell. Good to see Lee Gorwell back for just his 11th game of the season.
Zybell in the ruck contest, got it down towards Scott, couldn't take it. Back in was O'Neill for South Barwon. They handball it away and get it out towards centre half forward, inside 50. Josh Garner falls over the crucial stage, should have taken the mark. Fort's kick towards the goal square, and oh wow, Barrow running back there just to make sure he pushed it through for a rush behind to the Swans.
They probably don't realise there's no rule in this competition where you for deliberate.
No, so they pushed it through. 2-2-14, South Barwon, Colac, 1 straight 6.
Dustin Walters short into the right back pocket to Garner. Garner goes short, and down low McQuay has taken the mark. Late inclusion this season in terms of senior football. McQuay has held his spot. The left footer, a high ball, maybe slightly into the breeze to the outer side. Scott got up high and had to play spoiler. Front of the pack, that might be Sadler in just game number 2. Kick on the bounce into the left forward pocket. Dustin Walters tried to clean up for Colac, couldn't. It's off hands and out of bounds for a boundary throw in left forward pocket. So big call on Tanner Sadler, but I like the answer from Mark Neal. Well, he was our best inside midfielder last week in the 12 o'clock team. We'll give him an opportunity at 1 o'clock, even though
terrific.
It's only his second game.
Yep, terrific reply, and give the kid a go. It doesn't matter whether it's a final or not a final. You know, if they deserve to have that opportunity, then they deserve it, and he gets his today.
Just a pause in play. People on the bike track have been
some kids
kicked back over the fence. I don't know why they actually don't make the bike track available for people to stand on. Maybe just put temporary fencing up and get people a bit closer to the action, give that real bowl feel to West Oval. Good crowd in.
They have done that, Kingy, on the grandstand side here. They've got it in on halfway on the velodrome.
Thank you for that, Birchie, for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre.
Zybell got it down to the ruck contest, defensive 50. Gorwell over the top of it as well. He's up against Richardson for South Barwon. They not going anywhere there. Umpire Chaston will come in and ball it up. 50 out from the South Barwon goal, southern end of the ground. 2-2-14, South Barwon, Colac, 1 straight 6. They've been playing 11 and a half in this first term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock through the middle of the contest. Mulroney ball, and the umpire said holding it as he ran through a couple of Colac tackles, and the free kick's going to come back to Bailey Scott at half back for Colac.
He goes short to McQuay, who marks just outside defensive 50, but near the boundary line. He goes short in this uncontested possession game is what they've dealt most of their season, or built most of their season on. He's in vogue at the moment. Gorwell short to Hayes. Hayes short to Lang. He's got it at the back edge of the centre square. Kicks on his preferred, non-preferred right and finds the marking target. It's Aaron Walters. He swings onto his right boot in the long sleeves. Very wide with the kick. Not a great kick. And the mark taken in the left back pocket. Starkey chips one over the top, and the mark taken under pressure. Good mark taken by Richardson, playing just his 5th game of the season, just his 9th at this level. He's got it at left half back. He drives it into the direction of Fort. Garner, Josh, front position, won it down, but Carmody, the quick roving for South Barwon, snap around the corner. Mark taken by Malikan, who goes short to Gorwell. We're back at true centre half back for Colac again.
Switches it towards Hawker, who gets to get away in the middle. It gives away by hand to Dustin Walters. Runs through the middle for the Tigers. Deep forward again. They go up and try and go for the big hanger. They can't do. Zybell it was. Free kick found. And it's going to be a hold. South Barwon defensively will take the free kick. The ball might come back at some stage to Goff and or Todd White. They don't know who's got the free kick. It is Goff.
Bit stiff because he tackled him and he actually missed his boot, so he was dropping the ball and he just held him too long. So
Goff has it at centre half back, goes towards centre wing. It's Fort, and Garner goes up also. McCormack can't take it. Fort's handball on the out was okay. They get around the corner towards Bosley at centre at half forward, who takes the mark.
Bosley goes inboard. Sammy James has marked 45 from goal. Plays on quickly and puts it on to the chest of Broughton, who marks 25 from goal, just left of centre in game 100. 28 goals this year from 18 games. One of only 6 Swans to play every game, along with Geray, Fort, Carmody, Starkey and Toddy White. But he's kicked 157 in his career, and goal 158, an important one, just to give his team a nice little 14-point buffer, kicking with the aid, we think, of a slight breeze, a slight maybe nor'easter, coming straight into our faces here in the K-Rock box on the western side of the ground, and Broughton delivers. Pretty rudimentary for a player of his experience, and in game 100, Jonty Broughton brings up his first major. and South Barwon's third. K-Rock, Geelong Bank scoreboard. South Barwon in this qualifying final, 3-2-20. They lead Colac. 1 straight 6. Geelong's banked 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years. And for the Sporting Globe, Geelong's home of the finals. Here's Matt Kershaw.
We were talking about all the matchups around the ground, but really the most important matchups are the forwards for South Barwon and the big four. And out of the big four, 3 of them were involved then. Fort got the clearance. They got it to Bosley. Bosley got it to Broughton. So that's really the key area of this game, I think, is the big four for South Barwon.
Back in the middle. Zybell got it down for Colac. Scott through the middle, left it behind though. South Barwon didn't. Richardson with the outside of the right foot. Inside 50 with the kick. At the back, Cooper Hayes helping out at half back for Colac. Goes wide. Do they keep it in? Just the field of play. Aaron Hawker takes the mark at right half back for the Tigers.
Hawker, short is his option. He's McCormack, and the former Lara Cat's got it. Wants to come laterally to Josh Garner and does so. Just inside defensive 50 marks, broadcast side. He goes short, wanting McQuay. A little bit too much on the kick. Stretch, couldn't complete the mark. O'Neill to clean up for South Barwon. Handball missed its target, Ford. Knocked by Hayes forward, but picked up by Peters of South Barwon. He turns around and kicks towards Carmody, who should mark on the chest, and he's got it for the Swans. True centre wing, broadcast side, wants to come inboard. The kick's got to be perfect if it's to hit Richardson. It missed him. The other 49's Barrow, but he couldn't get his hands on it. Madigan gave it to Cunningham into the pocket. Broughton, the elusive one, on his left. Sees something he likes, and it's Fort to mark. No, surely front on contact. Free kick, not paid. Umpire said, let's go. And with a bounce, Hawker away for the Tigers.
Takes 2 bounces, goes through defensive 50. Goes with the right foot, kick out wide. Looks for Parkhouse, goes up, gets one around the ears, and will take the free kick. Centre wing
Fraser
on the
Fort's
outer side.
still waiting for a free kick that's never come.
You can complain as much as you like, Fraser. You're not getting one. Parkhouse back in board. Lockie Simpkin takes the mark. Oh, his left foot kick around the corner was horrendous. Hayes got 4 against him. South Barwon on the turnover. Cunningham towards Bosley at centre half forward. Just holds it up. Not much to kick to. Fort long and deep. Is he going to go in that direction? He is. No, he's going to go to the other pocket and puts it out in front for Hughes to run onto it. He needs Broughton in support. Coming out the other way is the other number 7, Simpkin. Hughes got it. Put his head down. Umpire said play on. Handball over the top. Lockie Simpkin's going to be able to clear for Colac, but only as far as the outstretched arm of Sammy James. He sees it over the boundary line, off his hands and out of bounds. We'll have a throw in 50 around from the Swans' goal.
Rowan McSparron was talking about their efficiency by foot before the game and how they wanted the improvement. The last couple from them have been pretty ordinary, Colac.
Boundary throw in, left forward pocket, South Barwon in attack. Church Street end of the ground, ball hits the deck, head over it, coming through Richardson, but it's taken away by Scott. Bursts away with that speed, kicks towards the broadcast wing, not a great kick. Rolling ball towards the boundary line, having to wait for it there was Austin Shepherd for South Barwon, and in the end it was knocked out of play, and we'll get a boundary throw in at true centre wing. Right in front of Marcel Behrens for Geelong Regional Football, snapping away some of those photos through the K-Rock Football socials this week and at krock.com.au. Callett to do the ruck work against Zybell. Callett front position was reprimanded, I believe, for an incident during the week. During the roving is Hutchinson. He's wrapped up and going no. Richardson, I should say. And he's going nowhere. And we will get a ball up. So you've got Richardson, you've got Hutchinson. A lot of tape out there as well. Callett, Zybell. Zybell went to grab it out of the ruck but couldn't take it cleanly. Trying to barge his way through McCormack. Peters the other way, jammed it on the boot for South Barwon. Carmody, his bootlaces couldn't take it. Well cleaned up by Jared Walters for Colac, who gave it to Hawker. Just a fit of the fumbles but time to recover.
Little left foot kick to Gore was okay. Just defensive sided centre wing for Colac. Takes the mark, goes in board with the kick. Good kick to Hayes. And he's away now. Cooper can run now and take a bounce. Runs to set it to 50. His kick was horrendous. Inside 50. Coming Jack Driver. Got pushed in the back. Umpire said play on Spokes. He picks the ball up in the tackle as well. Mulroney and Todd White put him in the tackle. And we're going to have a ball up 30 out from the Colac goal. Should have made a little bit more of that, Kirsch.
Well, just put it in the air, Jace.
Yes.
Give your forwards a bit of a chance.
Ball up. Adam Garner gets it down. Goff with a clearing kick towards half forward for the Tigers. Walters, Jared gets back towards centre wing. Will sit for him. It runs away from him. Can he pick it up? He can. Dodges one. Gets a handball to Lockie Simpkin off a step. Short kick to Lang. Handball in. Ball was chopped off beautifully. Jake Peters. He picked it early and he got it away and he got it back from Fort. Left foot kick across. Duray kept his width in the middle and he takes it for the Swans.
Puts it into the path of Hughes. If it bounces in business, it bounced, but it bounced away from him. It didn't sit up. And a chance for Melican to clear. And he got it to half back and Newland was strong in their hands, taking the mark. Umpire says he held it long enough. enough despite the pressure of Duray, and the Swans might have just bombed an opportunity there. Hewland, one of the 4 inclusions for Colac, goes laterally on the bounce, taken by Hayes in the long sleeves, goes wide. That's a poor kick, and their efficiency by foot is letting them down. They are number 1 for uncontested possession, and they are just butchering the footy at the moment. Short kick finds Mulroney, and the vice-captain's got it for the Swans. He goes short, sees something he likes at half forward, and coming up and marking on the chest is Richardson. Richardson, 55 from goal, a high ball, sets it up for Bosley to fly. It's allowed to hit the ground, knocked away from Scott by O'Neill, and then he took O'Neill and gave it to Broughton. Broughton tight angle, bouncing ball, and just on the goal line, Josh Garner is able to parry it through for a rush behind. That would have been one of the goals of the year from Johnny Broughton in game 100. Just got the right roll, but just couldn't get the momentum, and it just set up enough to be knocked through by Josh Garner. 3-3-21 South Barwon as we've ticked over 20 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Colac 1 straight 6 opening quarter from West Oval.
Jared Walters goes towards Parkhouse. Peters, third in line, takes the mark, falls into his arms. So at right half forward for the Swans, he drives it back long inside 50. Bosley with the city, can't take the mark off the back push, said the umpire. Chopper, arm chop chop. And Andrew Bosley's going to take the free kick, 30 out slide angle.
Was he holding it?
What's that?
I'm just saying, it's amazing what they pay to what they miss, in crucial areas of the ground.
I reckon that was there.
That was there. Forts was there. I'm saying in comparison to what you see.
Pay one, don't pay the other.
Yeah, it's staggering. That was there.
So Andrew Bosley, a chance to put South Barwon's 4th on the board this afternoon. Played 21 minutes first term, Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Southern end of the ground for his first meaningful shot at goal. With the aid of a slight breeze here at the West Oval. And he comes in now. Big crowd, as we said, behind the goal as well. Lots of Swan supporters at that end. Right foot kick. Oh, he has missed that. He's lucky to have just scored a behind there with that. He ran so far, the goal umpire. So bad miss from the spearhead for the Swans. They go to 3-4-22. They lead Colac 1 straight 6. Geelong Bank, K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard.
He's enjoyed Colac this year. 6 goals 2 and 4 goals 2 from his 2 outings against the Tigers this year. Coming up on game 100, if they were to get through to at least a prelim South, he'd play his 100th game 98 this afternoon. Long ball from Lockie Simpkin. Watched Adam Garner, but Kelly O'Neill, third man up, judged it best, took the mark. O'Neill, he's coming up towards 102. He's on 94 games this afternoon, O'Neill. Kick into the right forward pocket, bouncing ball. Gets away from Fraser Fortin, out of bounds for a boundary throw. Not a great kick from Kelly O'Neill. And we'll get a boundary throw in. Southern or Church Street end of the ground. It's hurled back into play. It's a good throw in. It's a good high throw in. Fort doing the ruck work against Parkhouse. Well roved. McCormack got away from 1 or 2 tacklers and then banged it on the boot. Not a great kick. Peters attacked it. It ricocheted off his boot towards the boundary line now to play. It was actually pretty well played by Jake Peters. It's one of those ones where it could have bounced over his head and the opponent's away on the outer side, which would have been Kane Smart, or he gets it in front of himself and gets a stoppage for his team in the left forward pocket. 3-4-22 on the K-Rock Geelong Bank scoreboard. Colac 1 straight 6 as we approach 23 minutes gone in this opening term.
Callett from the ruck contest takes it out. Left foot kick was smothered. Lockie Simpkin over the top of it. He tried to get it away. Handball. Came to Bailey Scott. He's wrapped up straight away. And I think the central umpire, before it ran out of bounds, will ball it up. He will. 55 from the South Barwon goal. Parkhouse having a run in the ruck for Colac now. Zybell deep forward. Rest in, and Callett just pushes him out of the way. McCormack, who's on the ball, as we said. He's handball back towards McQuay, who gets it on hands and knees back to McCormack, off a step towards centre wing. Over the back was Shepherd for South Barwon. He can't pick it up, though. Handball by Adam Garner was good to Hillman. Takes a bounce. He's away. He's got a one-on-one in the square. He goes towards there. Comes back and just misses. And Zach Zybell said, kick it to me instead.
Well,
he was running towards goal.
1-on-1, he probably outsized that player too.
So 1-1-7 Colac, South Barwon 3-4-22.
White with a long ball to half-back. Caldew, his target, couldn't mark. Hewland back of the pack for the Tigers, just overran the footy, was buffered off it. Caldew overran it as well, but O'Neill was clean. Handball back. Madigan tried to get out of the tackle of Lang, couldn't get out of the one of Hewland, but the ball spilled out. James fired a handball wide. Caldew, and the skipper now for South Barwon wants Fort. Too much on the kick. Rolling ball. Walters, Jared back there for Colac. Just inside defensive 50, props, kicks and stretching with one arm but not marking. It's off hands and out of bounds is Dusty Walters, and we'll get a boundary throw in at right half forward for the Swans. Parkhouse to do the ruck work, going up against the much more experienced Callett.
So Callett in front, uses the body, gets it down. Madigan held on to McCormack. Gets to the ball first, close to the boundary line, shrugs the tackle. Now gets away, handball. And that went towards Kane Smart. Goes inside 50 with the kick. Falls to the back, Spokes to run onto it. 40 out, right foot kick. Brings it back with the breeze and kicks the goal. Much needed for Colac. And they kick their second through Cody Spokes. They go to 2-1-13. And they trail South Barwon 3-4-22. Geelong Bank K-Rock, first quarter scoreboard.
At least the kick was in the air in their forward 50 this time, Jason. Garner just made a contest. It fell to the ground, and that's where they've been lacking, just that fall of the ball player, or at least that front and centre player, and it hit the ground and they got it going forward. Hillman was calling for the handball, but Spokes backed himself. I like seeing that, and he's kicked the goal.
They just pull the margin back. Not bad. They probably are kicking into a slight breeze, but it is an easterly, probably more easterly than nor'easterly, but you would think the scoring end may be the southern end of the ground this afternoon. Umpire Chaston puts it into the air for Callett and Parkhouse. Neither get a hand on it. Bailey Scott attacks the loose footy. A handball wide out to Hawker, and they're away here, the Tigers. Kick towards forward 50s. Not a great kick. Does Hillman no favours. Rolling ball cleaned up out the back for Hutchinson. He kicks wide for South Barwon, but Hawker, the other 36, down low. Marks on the chest. Hits the ground running. 49 out from goal and hits up Adam Garner in the right forward pocket. So that was all a little bit too easy on the way back in. The clearing kick of Hutchinson for South Barwon was just a hit and hope, and Hawker, once he took the mark, realised there was nobody around him, was able to get on his bike, and then the kick into the right forward pocket, Kirsch, was ideal. This is a tough kick with this breeze this afternoon.
Is. Like, it's probably the hardest spot in the ground, but Hawker did the right thing, lowered his eyes, hit up his big forward.
Kicked one already this afternoon. Lambie's Tavern goal of the afternoon contender from the opposite pocket. This is a little bit closer in. This is across the face as you'd expect, and it's off hands and out of bounds for a boundary throw in left forward pocket, northern or Melbourne end of the ground. South Barwon 3-4-22. Colac 2-1-13. Opening term of K-Rock football thanks to Geelong Bank, and Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years.
Boundary throw in over the back. Hillman, right foot kick from the contest, and he has kicked the goal. Great play from Zach Zibel. He just tapped it over the back. Luke Hillman roved it beautifully, turned around on his right foot and kicked the Lambie's Tavern goal of the day contender. His first of the afternoon. Great play from Zach Zibel in the ruck, as we said. And the Tigers, they come closer. They're 3-1-19. They trail South Barwon 3-4-22. Geelong Bank K-Rock. First quarter scoreboard and the experts chair, as always, for the Sporting Globe. Here is Matt Kershaw.
Well, Ryan McSparrow would be happy with that, because he said he wanted some movement around the stoppages, and what a better time to do it than get on the move around stoppage where there's an opportunity to kick a goal, and that's what they did. And that was good play by Hillman. Very smart.
Back in the middle, Parkhouse doing the ruck work again against Callett. It's allowed to hit the ground again. Has neither really got a clear hand on it. Free kick for a throw paid. Going which way? Well, Geray sent it inside 50. It's going to have to come back. Non-controlling umpire Chris Jones has paid the throw. And it'll come back to Ben Callett in the middle of West Oval. This wonderfully historic venue in North Geelong. Long ball inside forward 50. Fort went early and got underneath the flight of the ball. It was knocked away by Garner into the path of Bailey Scott. He kicks on his non-preferred. Oh, one-hander! Oh, wonderful mark, Hillman. Hamlin hanger reeled in, and then quickly the handball off to Scott. Scott the short kick, and Parkhouse has marked it left half forward.
Stop it, Luke Hillman. Ball inside 50.
Tricks.
They go over the back. Adam Garner can't quite get it. Shepherd under pressure. Close to the boundary line. And the umpire says throw it in left forward pocket. Colac into attack.
It's hard to describe how good that mark is. One hand, he's almost cooted it.
Yeah.
Anthony Koutafidis did with the one hand to reel it in. That's unbelievable.
The degree of difficulty was extreme.
Oh, he would have got an 8.5 from the Russian judge.
Zibel from the ruck contest to forward. Falls towards Gorbel and Lang. And in the end, off hands and out of bounds again. So left forward pocket had a good 5 minutes. Kirsch, haven't they, Colac?
Well, you know what they're doing, Jace? They're hitting targets. They're actually maintaining possession. So when you're an uncontested team, you've got to maintain possession, and they hadn't been doing that in that first probably 15 to 17.
Ruck contest. Zibel over the back again. Spokes bears down. Shepherd puts the tackle on. Great chicken wing tackle. That's holding the ball. Umpire pays the free kick. So South Barwon going to be out of trouble through Austin Shepherd at centre half back.
What was Hawker doing? He came in to be the third man into the contest. It actually stopped Spokes having the
Yeah, he
opportunity to
did.
drop it on his boot. Kick wide, wanting Caldu. Just bounces at his bootlaces. Took it well. Handball on the bounce. Now the kick towards half forward to a one-on-one. Bosley, Dustin Walters. Dustin Walters, wonderful defensive spoil. Bosley had him out of position with the body from behind, but Dustin Walters never lost sight of the Sharon, and the fist descended out of play, and we'll get it thrown in right in front of our best seats in the house. Thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. Cruising to APCO today to win free fuel for a year.
Boundary throw in. Parkhouse. Callett gets it down. Cunningham rides the tackle and gets the handball away. Caldu to Hughes. Through the tackle. Right foot kick towards goals. Missed it to the near side and through 4-1 behind. But that was a little bit too easy too through that contest. Kirsch 3-5-23 South Barwon. Colac 3-1-19.
Well, they walked through a couple of tackles, didn't they? So you've really got to stick those tackles to stop them having those shots on. It's an interesting matchup, that Walters and Bosley. Bosley's got him for height, reach and aerial dominance, but Walters is doing a good job.
Dustin Walters short into Darcy Lang as we tick past 30 minutes played on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Lang directing traffic, the former AFL Blue and Cat. Kicks on his preferred, non-preferred left foot towards half forward. It's taken by Aaron Walters. His handball was all sorts of trouble for McCormack, and we get the siren on quarter time. An entertaining opening term from here at West Oval as the GFNL final series gets underway with the qualifying final clash. South Barwon 3-5-23, Colac 3-1-19. The winner to advance to a second semi-final next Saturday afternoon and a meeting with St Mary's. We'll take a break. Back shortly. Thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. Cruising to APCO today to win free fuel for a year. But there's some other grand finals, including Mark Neild's Ocean Grove Nield in action this afternoon in the 16 Division 1 decider. Jane Birch is boundary side for us today for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre. Birchie, where are you and who are you with as we find you right now?
Just about to catch up with Rowan and grab his thoughts. He made a really good start in that first quarter, but then they had a fair bit of momentum going there, kicked a few goals on the trot, but you'd be happy the way the boys really responded to that, hit back hard late.
Yeah, they responded really well. I think our foot skills early, like last week, let us down and we gave them really good looks on goal and gave up too many scoring shots. So I think as the quarter went on, we rectified a bit of that and started getting some targets and some ball going forward.
Thanks for that, Ro. Good luck.
Birchie, now you're heading at some stage in this second quarter. You're going to go and join Neildy up in his coach's box up in the grandstand here at West Oval. As just see Jack, the president of the Jack Driver fan club has just been sighted here at West Oval in Josh Conway.
Look at him, he's got his Swans gear on.
Scarf on, and he's drinking a Melbourne tin.
Oh, look at him. He looks homeless.
He looks homeless.
Harsh.
Harsh but fair.
Harsh but fair. Players in position, just waiting for the last remnants of the crowd to depart the ground. Buzz has just ordered another beer.
Well done. Good work. Loitering.
I'll let you decide which finger he used.
Just one beer, was it?
Just one.
A large one.
Beer. Second quarter, thanks to Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman, Cryo and Warren Ponds for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. Here's Jason.
Yeah, Zybel goes up by himself in the end of the ruck contest. McCormack tries to get it back to Zybel. He's wrapped up by Callett and also Sammy James. And isn't he just one of those players, Sam James? Sammy James.
No, it's Kingy's favourite.
Yeah, you know, King's favourite for South Bar. Another ball up in the middle. Zybel just takes out the ruck contest. Handball to McCormack. Kick under pressure inside 50. Parkhouse off a step. Can't take the mark. Coming at it quickly was Smart. He can't take it with him. Coming the other way for South Bar, and they've got a couple of numbers through the middle. Hughes was one of them. Leaves it behind though. Smart got sideways with the kick, with the handball. In fact, Zybel's handball under pressure to McCormack. They bought their own footy at the start of the second term. McCormack's handball under pressure to Lang. Normally pretty good, but Madigan got him. Handball on the outboard to Smart. He's had 4 possessions in a minute. Can he finish it off with a goal? Left foot kick towards the square and just pushed through by, well, it was pretty easy by Hutchinson in the end for a rush behind.
He'll need a breather and a drink, I reckon.
He will.
Kane Smart.
3-2-20, Colac, South Barwon 3-5-23. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard.
Margin is 3. Starkey to bring the ball back into play for the Swans at the southern or Church Street end of the ground. Brings it broadcast side. A high ball towards half back. Flying but not marking McCormack. Front of the pack, Lockie Simpkin flicked it out to Smart. Gets another possession. Kick spoke, shields his eyes from the sun and takes the mark. 48 from goal. Tight in the right forward pocket. Would be a kick that I reckon would be right on the limit of Cody's spokes. He would have to start at left-hand goal post and just work it with the breeze. He fancies himself here.
Yeah, well, his kick in the first quarter at goal was probably from about 45, so you'll need another 5 to 7 on that.
Just the 2 goals for the season coming in. This would be 2 in a quarter and a bit in a final. It's a wonderful hit. It might not have the carry. It won't have the carry. Mark not taken by Driver, and Lang picked it up and snapped the goal. As soon as it hit the ground from Driver, oh no, hang on.
Oh, it's a goal.
We've got some conferring taking place. What will the decision be? Much discussion about whether it's cleared the goal line or not. Driver actually is adamant that it was over. Rowan Goff being told to get away from the goal umpire, and it is a goal. Darcy Lang.
Well, could be nothing else, but
with the major. And they take back the lead. The Tigers, they're 4-2-26 on the K-Rock. Second quarter, Harvey Norman scoreboard. South Barwon 3-5-23. Driver, well, he had a brilliant moment to open the game. And now he's had a moment he would like back after dropping that mark.
Correct.
And Darcy Lang, well, just like everybody stopped.
He stole it. He just stole the ball.
The TV screen's actually frozen at the moment, so it'll be on in a sec as a replay type thing. So I'm going to see what it's like. But you're right. Everyone stopped except Darcy Lang, and that's where they were falling down in the first quarter, the fall of the ball sort of stuff. So and important to get one early.
Callett to James in the middle, but Zybel got the kick away. But Goff reads it the better in front of Hillman at centre half back, takes the mark for the Swans. He wants people to move. He's directioning it to the outer side. He goes now with the kick. Right foot kick is good towards, on a long lead was Keldu. Wanted 50. The ball spilled out. Matt Keldu, captain. Oh, the umpire.
He's not having a shot, Justin.
Let's go.
Carlton 5-4-34 have defeated Gold Coast 4-8-32 in the AFLW clash at Princes Park.
So Caldu now on centre wing on the outer side, goes towards half forward with the kick. Big pack there, off the front of the pack, Cunningham for South Barwon, wrapped up straight away. And the umpire's going to ping him here, holding the ball. So free kick, Colac. Yeah. McQuay's going to have it at half-back for the Tigers.
McQuay went to go along the line, then he looked inboard and he's not sure what to do now, so he'll just send it high towards the outer wing. It'll flirt with the boundary line. Aaron Walters used the body, couldn't complete the mark, but gave the handball to Scott after picking it up off the ground. Gave it to Lang under pressure, jammed it on the boot. Smart knocked it into the path of Hillman to Scott, who wants to use his toe to get away from Driver. One bounce, second bounce, that's holding the ball. Well done, Jack Driver. Just redeemed himself for that drop mark right there by chasing one of the quickest plays in the competition. Scott thought he was away. He had the bounce, and just at the right time, the timing was immaculate. Driver had a piece of the jumper, and that's automatically holding the ball.
He goes towards centre wing with a kick. Big pack Mulroney from behind. 2 grabs at it, couldn't take the mark. Jared Walters, was that too high? It was. Mulroney will take the free kick on centre wing for the Swans. So, Taylor Mulroney, nice captain of this Swans team. He chips the ball over the top. Sam James takes it. Plays on now. Drills it towards Ford on a lead. Should have taken the mark, didn't. 3 Colac Tigers. One of them was Melican. McQuay. Handball over the top to Simpkin. He gets the kick around the corner back towards centre wing. Kane Smart has had a great start to the second term. Takes the mark.
Brought his own Sharon for this second term, Kane Smart. Quickly plays on into the middle, but not a great kick. Put the kick onto the chest of Kelly O'Neill, who marks true centre half back for South Barwon. He goes wide and stretching is Hughes, who takes the mark. Hughes out of St Bernard's in the Vaffa in a 1-2. He got it back from Starkey. Now a kick to the pocket, and Fraser Ford on a long searching lead has marked right in front of the South Barwon coach's box or interchange bench. I think the Mark Neal actually coaching from upstairs in this second term. Jane Birch will be joining him up there for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre at some point in this term, just to get his thoughts on how the game is unfolding. Ford steps out, sends it on its way. It's going to be skinny, but it's not going to have the distance, and it's off hands anyway and through for a rush behind for the Swans. Margin is 2. South Barwon now 3-6-24. Colac 4-2-26. And on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock, we've nearly gone 6 minutes. Port Phillip Ferries, daily commuter services from Port Arlington from only $13.50 per trip. Search Port Phillip Ferries commute.
Walters kicks it in short to Simpkin, who goes back to Walters. Showed a lot of it for Broughton. Broughton, though, can't pick it up, and then gave away a free kick for a high tackle, and they're very lucky to get out of jail there. Colac Barrow will take the free kick. He chips the ball over the top to Spokes, who takes the mark inside defensive 50. So the Swans keeping the pressure on forward 50. He wants to go laterally, goes outboard with the kick. It's okay. Finds Gorwell just on the point of 50. Cunningham stands the mark. Called to play on now. He chips the ball over the top. Zybell, who's also had a good start to the second term, takes it at left half back for the Tigers. Pretty slow play, though, here from Colac. Not much to kick to. Where's he going? He wants to play on. Zybell gets onto his left foot and
ran out of bounds
before he got the kick away. So it will be a boundary throw in. On the outer side, centre wing, it's Colac 4-2-26. They lead South Barwon. 3-6-24, 7 played. Port Phillip Ferries time clock in this second term.
Thanks to Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. Boundary throwing went over the head of both. Ruckman O'Neill picked it up on the bounce for South Barwon. Gave it to Sadler, who jammed it on the boot towards centre half forward. Rolling ball, Fort front position, knocked it to his own advantage and then turned. Handballed under pressure, bouncing ball deflected towards Josh Garner, who gave a handball off to Jared Walters, who walked straight into a Hughes tackle, tried to take it on. Umpire said no. He had nowhere to go, and we'll get a ball up right inside 50, about 48 metres out. Fort's going to do the ruck work. Won the tap down, tried to knock his own advantage in the end. Chance here for Sadler, can't get out of trouble. Wrapped up in a tackle, brought to ground by Gorwell, and we'll get another stoppage. About 45 out now from the South Barwon goal. 2 points the margin. Tigers lead. Winner to play St Mary's next week in a second semi.
Zybell goes up early, gets it down. Hughes rides the bump. Couldn't take it with him, though. Haley Neal, he dropped the ball. Zybell's handball to nobody in particular. White comes at. And the kick away, though, quickly came from McDonald, but just turns it over for Colac and South Barwon. Jack Driver takes the mark. In the middle, right foot kick, tumbling punt to centre half forward. Falls in the arms of Fort. Dangerous right foot kick. Turns around and kicks the goal. Lammy's tavern goal of the day, contender Fraser Fort. Fantastic skills for a big man. and gives the lead back to South Barwon. They're 4-6-30. They lead Colac 4-2-26. Fraser Fort with all the skills there. Harvey Norman, K-Rock, second quarter scoreboard.
It was a little nonchalant, wasn't it? It was sort of like, I'm just going to kick it as far as I can, but went straight through the middle, Jace. Didn't even deviate each side. The goal umpire said, no, that's straight through the middle. South Barwon defensively around the ground a lot better. They're not zoning off. They're actually playing that man-on-man style at the moment, which is sort of nullifying Colac's ball movement. So that's why it's sort of staying in South Barwon's forward half at the moment.
Back in the middle, Zybell and Colac go at it again. They nullify each other. Scott did the roving for Colac. Handball under pressure. Bounces into the path of Richardson. Tried to take on the tackle. That should be holding the ball. No, umpire says he was tackled at the time he took the footy, and we'll get a ball. That was a good tackle by Lee Gall coming off his wing. We'll get a ball up. Gall actually might be doing a bit of work on the ball at the moment for Wombat Gully Plant Farm. Tapped down by Callett. Lang put his head over it. Might have got one high. Umpire said play on. Mulroney jammed it on the boot. Barely went 15, but Carmody in front took the mark and now sends it looking for Bosley. Wonderfully weighted kick onto the chest of the leading redhead. Man on the mark stands 45 from goal right of centre. Distance shouldn't be an issue for Bosley, despite maybe being slightly into a breeze, although the purchase on the kicks at that end of the ground has probably told us that, if anything, that breeze is just dead straight from the east. The old Devil's wind for the surfers. Bosley with 47 for the season, has gone for distance and has absolutely munged it out on the full into the right forward pocket at the northern end and missed an opportunity there for the Swans. 48 goals for the season for Andrew Bosley in game 98 this afternoon for the Swans.
Jared Walters on the last line of defence. Long kick. Dustin Walters goes up, takes the mark. And at half-back, drills the ball in the middle to Darcy Lang. They can get on the outside. He goes long to McCormack. And also Cooper Hayes, who kept his width at centre wing. Takes the mark. Broadcast side. Takes one bounce. Needs something deep forward. He goes in that direction. Puts it up for Zybell, who can't take the mark. Off the back. Free kick, says Kirsch. No, says the umpire. Through the middle, Zybell just went like a battering ram through the middle of that pack, and umpire Chaston will come in and ball it up 45 out from the Colac goal.
Oh, I think if you pay chopping the arms one end, you've got to pay chopping the arms at the other end, and him. Yeah, and the umpire helps him up.
Yeah. Jack Driver. Where's Buzz when you need him?
Buzz would have ran out there and helped him up.
That's it.
40 metres out, ball up, Fort and Zybell to go at it. Zybell got a fist on it. Sam James, the roving, lost it immediately as he was tackled by Smart. Then he got it again, handball to Cunningham. Cunningham with no room to move, and you can hear clearly through the whistle that play is close to us here from our broadcast position, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7 with free fuel for a year. We'll get a boundary throw in. About 60 around from the Colac goal. Swans lead by 4.
Cooper Hayes got rid of the long sleeves.
Yes.
Too hot for him.
Tap down Zybell, bought about 15 metres for his team with the fist, but it's taken by Duray. Handball release, Richardson. He quickly tried to move it on to Shepherd. Shepherd had it knocked from his grasp. Colac with numbers. Lockie Simpkin involved. Smokes involved, I should say. Goff back with the bounce of the foot. He gave it off to Driver. He just jammed it on the boot and says, let's just get it outside of 50. Rolling ball to the boundary line. Lang kept it alive, had a little slip, and then he shimmied to get away from Duray. Meant the handball didn't have enough on it as he tried to get it away towards Hawker, and it's out of bounds for a boundary throw-in now at left half forward for the Tigers. South Barwon 4-6-30, Colac 4-2-26. Second quarter action thanks to Harvey Norman, Coroyo and Warren Ponds.
Boundary throw in. Parkhouse in the ruck against Fort. Fort takes it from the ruck contest. Got it to Caldu, took the mark. Centre wing. Drills it out further afield over the head of Bosley. Got a hand to it. He tracks it back. Dustin Walters in his back pocket. He sees it over the boundary line with Hayes, does he? No, Broughton. He got a little knee to it. Close to the boundary line. Now it's over. And we will have a throw in right forward pocket for the Swans. Northern end of the ground.
Kingy, have you got me there?
We have got you there, Birchie. Come in.
I've made my way up into the...
Oh, just a little bit scratchy, Birchie, if you can hear us. Maybe just need to move closer to the window, potentially. Try again, Birchie. Now, we might just be struggling to get a line into the box there. So we'll return to play. We might try and catch Neildy a little bit later. Just, I think, the distance to the coach's box from here at when Neildy's behind the glass, just providing us with some challenges. So we're inside 50 for South Barwon. Going up and winning the tap down. I don't know, which is Caldu doing the ruck work. Now the clearing kick for Colac, but it's out of bounds on the full, and Peters will take the resultant free kick at right half forward for the Swans. He'll send a kick. Inside 50, Bosley came from 4 deep. It's off the hands of the pack and out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. And Hawker there. Maybe try now, Birchie. Let's see how we go. We've got you there. It looks like we might not be having any issues, Birchie. We might have bought that mission, Birchie, for the moment. And send it back to JC.
Boundary throw-in. Parkhouse gets it down for Walters. Jared. Chopped off, though, by Sam James. Under pressure, turns around. He was getting tackled to the ground. He kicked the goal across his left-hand side. And that is a Lambie's Tavern goal of the day contender from Sam James, running towards the right forward pocket, northern end of the ground. Kicked it over his left shoulder and put it through for a goal. Great kick from the number 23 at South Barwon. And that is great play at the front of the pack from the midfield, and the Swans. They go a bit further ahead as well on the Harvey Norman K-Rock second quarter scoreboard. 5-6-36. They lead Colac 4-2-26.
Make no mistake how difficult that was. He was under all sorts of duress as he was kicking that footy, and it just sailed straight through. Again, the goal umpire didn't move. We've seen some good goals today. Well, there's that time of year, I suppose.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Kirsch, Lambie's Tavern getting a workout. Back in the middle, Mulroney got a heavy knock, but it's spilled for Callett. Callett jams it towards half forward. Carmody knocked away from him. Front of the pack, Tigers with numbers. Bailey Scott over the footy. So is McQuay as he lays a tackle. And we'll get a ball up. Last man up is Cunningham for South Barwon. Harry Cunningham with the headband on. Umpire Chaston puts it into the air. Callett goes against Parkhouse. Callett uses his size, just grab it out of the ruck. A high kick, went straight up the shot tower. Caldo underneath it, had it spoiled away by Melican. Simpkin there for Colac, overran the footy, dragged to ground. Richardson might have caught one high, I reckon, and he did. Free kick paid by umpire Clark, and from about 40 metres out, right of centre, Daniel Richardson has a chance to kick his first GFNL senior goal and push the margin out to an equal game high 16 points. Just the 9th game at this level for Dan Richardson. Just his 5th this season. And with a game on his boot for the moment. Right of centre, would need to start at right-hand goal post at worst. That's where he goes, and he has just missed. Pulled it to the left slightly. Through for a minor score. Margin is 11. Second quarter, K-Rock Harvey Norman scoreboard. South Barwon 5-7-37. Colac 4-2-26.
The Parkhouse and Callett match up in the ruck's not going real well for Parkhouse. He's been beaten soundly the last 3, so he's going to have to try and find some inner strength from somewhere and start combating him.
Garner goes up from the contest at half-back for Colac. Kicked in by Dustin Walters to a pack there. And the umpire will come in as Aaron Hawker. Gives the ball back to umpire Jones.
We'll get down to Birchie in a moment, who's made her way back down to boundary side just for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre, just maybe get a feel for what's happening in the South Barwon coach's box.
Ball now from the ruck contest over there. Cunningham got it about 20 out from the South Barwon goal. Pack develops. No ball. And he can't go anywhere. And in fact, it was Carmody, and it will be a ball about 45 out from the South Barwon goal.
Ball into the air. Caldo to do the ruck work. Won the tap against Parkhouse. Broughton was ready to pounce. Parkhouse off the outside of the right boot. They'll go towards Birchie. He might mark that. But in fact, just staying in the field of play, marked by Callett. He comes laterally to Goff, and he marks just 4 to the wing. Broadcast side to the pocket he goes, looking for a searching lead coming from Broughton. McCormack across the front with the fist, sends it out of bounds. Down to you, Birchie. What was the sense of feeling you got out of the South Barwon coach's box for your short time in there?
Well, it was actually very calm was the word that I thought of when I walked back down the stairs, but I suppose it was tense. A tense box, but just keeping that cool, and obviously Sammy James kicked that goal when I was up there, so all under control and just seeing how it's playing out.
In traffic, Kelly O'Neill after the boundary throw-in gets a kick up the chimney. Simpkin can't mark. Geray for his second. Geray for his second with a left foot snap. He's got 2, Fraser Geray. He only had 5 for the season coming in, and he's got 2.5 in a qualifying final, and his team's got a game-high 17-point lead. Second quarter, Harvey Norman, K-Rock scoreboard, Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. It's South Barwon out by 11 points now. They move on to, as we wait for the scoreboard to update here at Geelong West, 6-7-43. Colac 4-2, 26, 17 points the margin as we've gone 18 and a half minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
He just wanted that more than McQuaid. That's simply what it come down to. He just wanted it more, and he would just bully him out of it and had that shot on goal. McQuaid needs to be a bit harder in those contests.
Zybell got it down to the middle. Todd White off halfback for South Barwon. Got the clearing kick towards Shepherd on centre wing for the Swans. Goes with the kick to half forward. Lockie Simpkin tracks it back there with Jackson Carmody, and they see it over the boundary line for a throw-in, 50 around from the Swans' goal.
They don't want this margin to get out too much further, do they?
No, they need to lift around the stoppages, and that's where they're getting soundly beaten at the moment. Just getting number of clearances in a row, South Barwon.
Ruck contest. Zybell takes it out of the ruck. Right foot kick wide. Walters, good mark. Aaron gives it away by hand to Gorwell. Dropped the footy in the tackle. Umpire said play on. Handball from Scott. Outboard to Spokes. He was tackled. Now the handball comes back towards DeRay, who I think he runs out of space. And he's seen over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in. Centre wing on the outer side. We played nearly 20 minutes, second term on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
Hope you're enjoying the call through KROC 955, KROCfootball.live, and those watching the AFL Barwon live stream this afternoon. From the boundary throw-in, knocked back towards the boundary line by the two ruckmen. Duray tracking it under pressure from Gorwell, lost it, and Newland sees it out of play. Jane Birch, Matty Kershaw, Jason Doherty, Tom King, bringing you all the action as we bring you live and exclusive all 6 GFNL finals through the month of September, right up until September 23, when we crown our Blood Toyota Premier for this year. From the boundary throw-in, fisted forward towards Cunningham, but McCormack was able to steal it. Handball Scott under pressure. Duray socket off the ground by Gorwell for Colac. Picked up nicely by Adam Garner. Handball on the bounce. Hayes, handball wide. McDonald on his left, pulls the ball back inboard. McQuay came hard at O'Neill. O'Neill stood tall, allowed the ball to spill to Peters. Shares it by hand. They look to attack. Hutchinson handball, or rather driver's handball, I should say. Too much on it. Chance now for the Tigers. Adam Garner. He gives it to Aaron Walters. He gave it back to Adam Garner. Adam Garner's flying shot at goal against the breeze was never going to work. That Easterly always pushing it to the right and through for a minor score. So Jack Driver, he's had moments of genius and he's had a couple of moments of madness, and the margin is back to 16 points. 4-3-27, play 6-7-43.
Swans through Cunningham towards centre wing. Malikan, though, paid the mark. Centre wing takes it. He goes back inboard with the kick. Colac numbers. Bailey Scott to the outboard with the kick, so they've moved from one to the other. Now they go. Hewlin from 50 out towards the square. Spokes goes up, takes a hand to it, doesn't go through. Peters for the Swans. He gets the handball over the top. Starkey, he let it bounce, and then he put the tackle on, and that was Hillman, who then gave away a free kick for a high tackle of Jack Driver. And Josh Conway will be very happy with that, because Jack Driver's going to take the free kick in the last line of defence.
Driver will come to centre half back. It's a high ball. McQuay in best position, knocked it away from Hughes. Palm forward by Spokes. McQuay will run onto it. Went to go with his right. Now he snaps it on his left. Not enough purchase. Driver lost it in the sun. Went through his legs and through for a behind.
Cue the Benny Hill music.
Jack Driver's just having 5 minutes where he can't get out of his own way, the poor bloke. And the margin's back to 15. He dead set lost that in the sun. He had no idea, and fortuitously went through his legs and through for a point. 4-4-28 Colac. South Barwon 6-7-43. Could have been worse. Could have bounced through his legs and gone through for a goal.
Swans have moved it now through half back to centre wing. Kick though by Carmody wasn't great. And standing behind the ball was Josh Garner. Takes the mark for Colac. So just settling the play down, he goes with a long kick towards forward 50. Parkhouse goes up, can't take the mark. Off the side of the pack, Swans quicker to react. They come back inboard. Doyle Madigan's got it. Wheels and goes on the left. Goes towards half forward with the kick. It's now pushed away. Carmody did well. Used the body nicely. Will it sit for him? Spokes bears down on him. He gets around on his right foot. Goes towards Fort. Great kick. Fraser Fort dropped it over the boundary line, and it is a boundary throw in left half forward for South Barwon.
Isn't supposed to be 44 of the best local footballers running around here this afternoon?
He's dropped a few easy marks today, Fraser Ford. I think that's his third drop mark that has been under no pressure.
I reckon that breeze just might have taken it away from him a little bit with that easterly. Boundary throw in.
Kind, I think, Kingy.
Ford, fresh airy. McCormack picked up the loose foot. He tried to barge through like a front row forward and has been pinged for holding the ball. Well, did he take them on and he just... Maybe it would have been better just to submit in the tackle.
Well, that's the thing. You just lay down like a stunned mullet, or do you try and get rid of it?
Harry Cunningham with the resultant free kick.
Just an injury update down here. Fraser Dure's come off. He's got a little bit of an impact to his upper calf.
Yeah, just saw that in the middle of the ground. Well picked up Birchie for St John of God. Kick to the pocket. Fraser Ford went with the one hand from the kick at Cunningham. He had two on him. It's off hands and out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. St John of God, we put you first. Myers Street in Geelong. And Jane Birch down boundary side this afternoon for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre. About 2 drop punts from here in Matt Kershaw's glory days. He would have put him straight through the middle down Ballarat Road in North Geelong.
Boundary throw in for Zybel. Zybel got it down. James puts the tackle on. Oh, that's a sling tackle. The umpire says no, it isn't.
Oh, umpire.
And then it will be a ball up. So,
well,
there's 3 umpires.
Did he more roll him than sling him?
Maybe. He got up
Didn't
pretty
look good.
quickly, I suppose, Aaron Hawker. So, umpire will throw the ball up for Fort. Zybel roved by Richardson. Oh, ball into the arms. And the umpire will come in and ball it up. Pack develops. The tackle came on from Richardson. And getting up off the bottom of the pack there was Bailey Scott. So, Zybel goes up early. Fort stays down and then drops the football on the tackle. The umpire says play on. Falls towards Walters. The Colac defence asking, pleading for a free kick. They're not going to get one. And we're going to have another ball up. 6-7-43 South Barwon Colac. 4-4-28-25 played. Second term, Port Phillip Ferry's time clock.
Zybel not happy. Does the ruck work. Won the tap down. McCormack taking the tackle. Mulraney was brought down well by Jared Walters. Ball spills out the side and into the waiting arms of Hawker, who's going nowhere for the Tigers, and we'll get a ball up. So ball inside forward 50, about 25 from the South Barwon goal, just left of centre. Tapped one down by Caldew. Josh Garner there. Clearing kick came from McCormack for Colac, but only as far as Madigan. He marks on forward 50. Quickly wants to get onto one with it with his left boot. Sends it to the goal square. Front position, Fraser Fort. Front of the pack, numbers everywhere, including Carmody. Went through. Picked up by Zybel. He's picked up by Broughton and brought to ground, and we'll get a ball up. Top of the goal square. Northern end of the ground. South Barwon in attack. They lead by 15 as we've gone 25 and a half minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries second quarter time clock.
A big pack around this ball up. South Barwon into attack. Caldew tried to get it down. Tapped on by Hayes. Handball over the top. Under pressure. Ball still in dispute. Oh, somebody got one high there and then got pinged for holding the ball in the end. He ran through. It was Carmody who got one high. The umpire didn't see that. He saw him hold the ball in. So the free kick has gone to Aaron Hawker. In the back pocket for Colac. Goes long with the kick through the middle. Callett had his name written on it for South Barwon. Gives it away by hand to Shepherd. His kick was smothered. Bailey Scott. The racehorse goes. One bounce. He has nothing in front, so he just goes for the torpedo punt. Open goal square. Which way is it going to bounce? It's going to bounce through. It's hit the post, if you don't mind. It was a 65-metre torpedo punt that took a lovely Shane Ward leg spin.
Wow.
Back towards the goal post and hit it flush. And through for one behind, 4-5-29, Colac, South Barwon, 6-7-43, Harvey Norman, K-Rock. Second quarter scoreboard.
That would have been all levels of ridiculous.
That would have been.
Todd White runs his full measure out of his defensive goal square and drives it long to a one-on-one. Caldew. Kelly O'Neill came up and supported and took the mark. Hamlin Hanger contender. That's not Kelly O'Neill's usual go, but he's taken a really nice mark there. Has the 8 for South Barwon at right half back. 14 the margin, 27 minutes almost played. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. O'Neill on the outer side of West Oval. Sends it looking for Fraser Fort. Went over his and the pack's head. Taken nicely in the one hand by Callett. Handballs it back. Cunningham drives it long inside 50. Bosley front position. Spoiled away from him. Numbers there including Simpkin, who clears for Colac, but only as far as Peters. Crunch! Big hip and shoulder by Smart. Put might have been on his backside Starkey. Now to right half forward. The kick for Hillman. Tried to knock it to his own advantage. Goff knocked it away from him. Going in low was Aaron Walters. Hillman, tight angle. Not enough purchase on the kick. Mark taken by Hutchinson. In fact, it was Sadler in game number 2 who was fairly ironed out by Smart.
So Hutchinson now. Long kick outside 50. Big men to fly. Driver in front couldn't take it. Falls to the front for Aaron Walters. He can't keep it in the field of play over the boundary line. Right in front of the best seats in the house, thanks to Atco Cafe 24/7. We're going to have a boundary throw in.
Inverleigh 46, Thompson 41 at half-time in the GDFNL second semi-final. Half-time in the Bellarine prelim. Barwon heads 30, lead Drysdale 22. For Leopold Sporties, your complete family venue, Kensington Road, Leopold.
Colac gets it down. Ruck contest. Hughes to Madigan. Left foot kick around the corner towards centre wing. Jared Walters over the top of it. He can't take it for Colac. Oh, great little handball out to James. His left foot kick, though, close to the boundary line. Calder's not going to be able to keep that in. And he and Malikan are over the boundary line. We'll have a throw-in on centre wing.
Need one before the break, Colac, just to give him a little bit of momentum going into half-time.
Matty Kershaw on the experts chair for the Sporting Globe. Geelong's home of the finals and also the home of the Carroll football breakup. Josh, you'll miss that, bad luck.
Yeah, thanks.
Tap down Callett. Well, you want to go to Bali?
No, I don't. Mrs. Doherty does.
Well, you don't have to go. There's nothing in the marriage contract that says wherever your wife goes, you have to go as well.
Okay. Let me think about that.
In Bali?
I'm going to Bali.
I'm going to
I am.
Tap down Callett. Roving done by Hughes. Handball release was good to Madigan, who jams it on his non-preferred right boot inside 50. Fort and Caldu both flew off the hands of the pack. Cooper Hayes, a high floating ball for Colac to half back, and Peters underneath. Peters has had a good afternoon, I reckon. And he has taken the mark, quickly wants to play on with it, gets away from the despairing dive of Smart, kicks wide for the leader, Bosley, but Hawker, great courage getting back. Hamlin hanger contender. Bosley was on the charge, and the much smaller Hawker never averted his gaze from the Sharon and took a nice mark.
Hayes, a defensive 50, goes along with a kick to centre wing. He needs a mark from Walters. He doesn't get it. Hillman, Goff, they see it over the line. Boundary throw in, centre wing on the outer side. Close to half-time here at West Oval. We played 30 minutes, second term, Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. And there will be a boundary throw in on centre wing on the outer side for Callett, who gets it down beautifully and gets it back in fact, and loses the football, though. Gorwell, he got the handball away only as far as Jake Peters. He threw the ball over his head, which the umpire agreed with me. Well done, umpire Doherty. Now the ball comes in. Ball to Garner, who takes the mark and will shoot the goal from 50 out directly in front. Thought about the short kick. Kane Smart still there. He's bought a raffle ticket, but he's not going to win the raffle this time. Adam Garner has got it. He's kicked 1-1 this afternoon, the big forward, and Kirsch said they needed one before the siren. Possibly the last chance for Colac. He comes in, southern end of the ground, 50 out from goal, and runs around, right foot kick, gives it everything he's got, brought it around, and he has missed just about everything. He's just got it in for one behind, so 1 goal to his personal tally. Colac 4-6-30. They trail South Barwon 6-7-43. Harvey Norman, K-Rock. Second quarter scoreboard. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices.
White brings it broadcast side to half-back Calladdy's target. It's 1-on-4. Adam Garner a hand on the ball, knocked it down. McQuay, a kick that went straight up the chimney. Underneath it, Adam Garner flew. Madigan slick hands over the top. Chance to clear. Peters gave it to Fraser Fort. Kick along the boundary line. Rolling ball. Mulraney trying to get it back towards Hutchinson. Chance now for Lockie Simpkin. And now we've got a little bit of push and shove. And, it's on now here at half-time. Bodies going everywhere. Zybell, something he didn't like. Hutchinson's in there for South Barwon. There's a tiger down. It might be Simpkin who's on his haunches.
Original hit on him.
Yeah, right. Now they're not happy. McQuay, he's into Mulraney. And now a little bit of common sense has prevailed and bodies. Although Adam Garner, Kelly O'Neill, Jared Walters all in there. Umpire Chaston is just loitering on the outside, having a chat with Bailey Scott. Not sure what's going to come of it, if there will be any umpire intervention, but Lockie Simpkin is still just catching himself for the moment. We'll keep an eye on that for St John of God. Hopefully no concerns for him. Umpires will make their way from the ground. South Barwon and Colac have both departed. Birchie, down to you as South Barwon. I think you're in their sort of area. Maybe to get a quick couple of words from somebody to have a bit of a chat about the half. Jack Driver for Geelong Sports Medicine Centres with you.
Yeah, now as if this man needs any more airtime, but I'm going to ask him a couple of questions anyway. Jack, the finals intensity, it's obviously you'd really notice it out there today. It's gone up a notch since last week.
Oh yeah, the intensity's high. It's hot out there. Every time you get it, you feel like someone's on your hammer. So it's good. It's good to finally be out here after a few years. Everyone's enjoying it. The morale's high, so we're happy going into half-time. Just got to keep working.
And listen, a question from me. If you do manage to get across the line at about 8 o'clock tonight in the club rooms, will you still be claiming that it was all because of that goal of yours?
But some people are saying it set the tone. I don't like to buy into it too much, but see how we go. Concentrate on getting the 4 points.
Well done, Jack. Keep it up.
Wow.
Birchie, can you did Jack just say concentrate on getting the 4 points?
Yeah,
That's
I
a
think
final.
so.
That's a fine. That's a fine.
Well, you know what, Kingy, that was better than what I thought might have come out. I was worried.
Paddy
I
Dowling.
said, if I do get you on air, just, be careful, watch the language.
No
so.
Paddy Dowling.
No.
We're telling
got away
Neildy
with
about
it.
that one, don't worry.
It's half time. South Barwon
Colac's midfield's a little depleted, so Bailey Scott's having to carry the load at the moment, and he's doing it well. He probably just needs a couple more helpers himself.
Ben McCarthy would be really handy right now for Colac.
Monaghan, McCarthy, they'd certainly be handy
And then
inclusions to that
Simpkin
midfield.
pushes somebody else into the midfield if he plays. He's played most of the year forward, so yeah, it's a couple of missing ones for them. Birchie, down to you. You were just having a chat with Will Sexton. He is most luckless footballer we've ever seen, I reckon, in the GFNL. I had a chat to him a little bit earlier. He's on the little that little mobility scooter where you sort of got your knee up with a broken fibula, I believe it is.
Yeah, I just asked him if he'd borrowed Spaldo's because he'd just finished with it, but he said no, he'd returned his, so he had to get his own. But I said, and he said he's had 3 things. I said, well, things come in 3, so hopefully that's it now. So 3 injuries in recent times. I said, well, they haven't mentioned you yet. Have they seen you on the scooter? And he said that you had seen him earlier. So, yes, it is a broken fibula. But on injury concerns in this game, Lockie Simpkin looks like he's fine after that sort of heavy collision at the end of the quarter. But of most concern for South Barwon is Fraser Duray. I mentioned he came off and he was pointing to his upper calf, but he's got some real discomfort, and I think it's radiating through the knee. So he's having some mobility issues there. That's going to be a big one. You can see him testing it out here now. That's going to be a big one for them because he was best on ground for them last week and he was very damaging in that first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that would be a massive loss if he's hampered or can't get out there because he's coming to the bench now. So just watch that space.
Yeah, no worries, Birchie. Let us know if he does return to the action from your wonderful vantage point down there. Thanks to Geelong Sports Medicine Centre. Geelong Sports Medicine Centre, your ultimate destination for health, fitness and recovery. Ballarat Road, North Geelong. Nicker and Emma Jarman and all the team will help you out there. Birchie will be starting to hit them up with cricket season not too far away. Birchie, have you started in the nets yet?
Not really. It's been a bit of a slow burn for me, but I just did want to give them a plug, Kingy, because I was in there during the week with one of my children who had an injury, and they were absolutely fantastic, really professional and great service. Couldn't fault them at all. So get along. It's a fantastic facility.
Geelong Sports Medicine Centre, Ballarat Road, North Geelong. But more pressing concerns is this third quarter thanks to Barwon Foods. We're underway. Here's Jace.
Zybell with a massive thump down for Colac in the first bounce of the third term. Bailey Scott reached the ball out, goes towards centre half forward. Parkhouse is forward. Lang dodges around, left foot kick high towards the goal square, fading with the breeze. Garner comes at it off hands and out of bounds for a throw in left forward pocket. Colac into attack early doors in this third term.
I spoke about someone has to take those marks inside 450. That was an easy mark for Parkhouse, considering.
We'll keep an eye on the matchups for Wombat Gully Plant Farm, 201 Townsend Road in Moolap. See the team for all your gardening needs at Wombat Gully. They're busy at the moment. I drive past there quite often. Boundary throw in, head over it is Parkhouse from that. Handball out, Callett into space, rolling ball. Lang overran the ball, but Aaron Walters didn't for Colac. Gave a handball at close quarters, dumped in the tackle. Might have been Smart with the quick snap. It was Kane Smart, but he's missed. Kicked 3 goals last week, Kane Smart, but he's now got 2 behinds this afternoon, and the margin is an even 12 points. 2 goals, 4-7-31. South Barwon 6-7-43. Minute played on the Port Phillip Ferries third quarter time clock.
So Todd White with the kicking in duties this time for South Barwon at the northern end of the ground. And driver, a few others moving left for him. He goes to the outer side with the kick. Fraser Fort goes to the front, doesn't take the mark. Front and centre, Mulroney was okay. His handball, though, was chopped off. Hawker gets wrapped up straight away by Doyle Madigan. And the umpire will come in, ball it up between wing and half forward on the outer side. Umpire Jones with the ball in hand for Callett and Zybell, who come for the ruck contest. Neither really get an effective tap. McCormack got it away by hand to Spokes. Right foot kick tumbling inside 50. No mark taken by Aaron Walters. Kick around the corner was okay to James. Sliding mark for South Barwon. Out of trouble, the Swans now.
Want to open up the broadcast side of the ground while waiting to kick into the path of White, but his progress is halted because Lang got there just to shut him down, so he had to prop and then kick for Driver, who got forward of Adam Garner, hit the ground running under a bit of pressure. Sends a kick towards Bosley, who in the sunshine takes a good mark. He hit the ground running as well. I thought he was going to take off because Dusty Walters slipped, but he didn't. So from 52 metres, sets it up. Fraser 40's target, 15 out from goal. Caldu there as well. Caldu couldn't complete the mark. He went to ground. Here in the pocket, tired angle, left foot snap, Mulroney. And he's put that out in the full. Could never get the bend that he wanted. The vice-captain. And we'll get a free kick in the right back pocket at the southern end of the ground. Just have to wait for the ball after hitting the behind post, coming back from the crowd to come back into play. It's going to be Jared Walters with it in the right back pocket. Walters has got Josh Gunn, I should say, across the face of goal, but he goes down the line. Bell comes from 3 deep, couldn't hang on to the mark, but at the front of the pack he did his own roving. Handball at close quarters to Hawker, who under pressure snaps a kick towards half back. Bailey Scott tried to knock it to his own advantage, but couldn't do so. Chance for Spokes out the side door. McCormack's got it, and the former Lara Cat under pressure gets a kick away.
He goes towards centre wing with a kick, but it's chopped off by Rowan Goff for South Barwon. They're going to drive it back towards centre half forward with the kick over the head of Callett. Scott to use his pace to get there first. He leaves it though in the end for Jared Walters, who came the other way. Got it outboard to Mackay. Goes out wide towards Lockie Simpkin, who's recovered from that bump. He goes now with a kick. Is a nice kick and gets it to Kane Smart. Takes the mark at half forward. Wants to move it on quickly. Not much to kick to though. South Barwon have defended nicely here. He goes with the kick in board. He just waited long enough for Cody Spokes to fill a gap between Todd White and also Doyle Madigan there. And Cody Spokes has taken the mark and will shoot for his second from about 45 out, 45 degree angle.
If you're a footy fan in the eastern suburbs of Geelong, you wouldn't be able to pick where you want to be. Barwon heads 43, lead Drysdale 41 at Newcombe, and just down the road at St Albans, Inverleigh 46 leads Thompson 45 for Leopold Sporties.
Jeez. Some games. I'll tell you what, this is back to 6 points if he kicks this as well.
Cody Spokes to make it 6 the difference. He comes in, right foot kick, and he has missed it to the left-hand side. And through for one behind 1-1. His tally, 4-8-32, Colac. They trail South Barwon 6-7-43. And that's on the Barwon Foods K-Rock third quarter scoreboard. Barwon Foods selling the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, Nor Lane.
The maths teachers and the figure nerds liking 4-8-32. 3-9-27, 4-8-32, 7-7-49. You work it out. Todd White to half back, and the mark taken down low by the skipper Caldu. That wasn't an easy mark under pressure from Malikan. He goes short with the kick. Madigan under pressure, knocked away by Gorwell. Did his own roving of the loose footy. Kick inside 50's a skidding ball. Goff led Parkhouse to it. Then let him a merry dance. Gave him a handball. Gave a handball on the bounce. Hutchinson gave it back to Goff, who burns away from Smart. Drives a ball to half back. Drive of the target. And there's going to be a free kick for what? A push going to O'Neill. It might be against Hawker for the nudge. And quickly wants to get on with it, O'Neill. He went to give it to Peters, but instead is held up. And now he's called to play on and sends it towards half forward.
Goes towards Bosley in the middle. Can't take the mark. Front and centre, Hawker. Now can they make them pay? Going the other way. His little left foot kick was terrible. O'Neill on centre wing. He might make them pay, but he's turned the ball over. And getting back there, taking the mark is Yulin at defensive 50. Wants to switch the ball to the outer side. Half-back flank. Does so. Gets it towards Malikan, who goes further to Gorwell. He chips around the corner. They've got it towards centre wing. And mark taken by McDonald for Colac. Not much to kick to at half forward, though. He needs somebody to move. He's going to bring it back into the skipper, Malikan. So he takes the mark. Now he drives it to centre half forward with a kick. Jared Walters has taken it inside 50. Now with the kick towards Hawker. Will it sit for him? No, he has to get around. Wrapped up by Goff. Not going anywhere. Rowan Goff puts him and the ball to the ground, and we're going to have a ball up 50 out from the Colac goal.
You know, that kick hits, he's having a shot on goal. It's a simple 35-metre kick. And they've been missing a few of those today.
Yeah, just the efficiency by foot letting them down. Tap down Callett, roving by Goff, and he'll clear for South Barwon. It shanks off the inside of his boot, and he's kicked it straight to Zybell about 25 metres away. He marks almost point of the square. Left half forward for Colac. Sends it inside forward. 50. Adam Garner, his target. It's offhand. Clearing kick driver towards half back. Cunningham, his target. Spoiled by Cooper Hayes. Mulroney tried to get his hands on it. So did Caldu. Knocked away by Simpkin. Only back to Mulroney, who then dumped him in a really good tackle. Calls for holding the ball will go unheeded. And we'll get a ball up. Mulroney actually asking whether he may have been slung or dumped in the tackle. And umpire Jones says, just give it to me. I'll put it into the air and get play resumed as Zybell and Callett prepare to contest in the ruck.
Zybell, Callett got it down, tried to take it from the ruck contest. Ball spills free. Broughton wrapped up straight away in the tackle.
Oh.
And holding the ball. Wow. Gee whiz. Free kick, Jarrah McCormack
Don't know about that one, Jace.
Left half forward. No, he's wrapped up pretty quickly. They had the peepers on it. Yeah. And McCormack was right in his back pocket. He chips the ball. It's a terrible kick, really. Through the middle. Parkhouse, left foot kick towards Garner. Don't know whether it was meant, but anyway.
No, he was having a shot.
It came off the left boot and straight into the arms of Adam Garner, who's taken the mark in the left forward pocket at the northern end of the ground. He's kicked 1 goal 2 this afternoon. The big forward for Colac. And they need this one, Kirsch.
That's an understatement, Jace, because they're enjoying some time in forward half. He's missed that.
He has. He's missed it to the near side, through for 1 behind. So 1 goal 3. His tally 4-9-33. Colac, South Barwon 6-7-43. Barwon Foods K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
We saw this a couple of weeks ago against St Mary's, where they had their opportunities to really go in at half time in front, and they're just missing those opportunities again, and it bit them on the bum that day. Hopefully it doesn't bite them on the bum today.
Todd White will trot out of his defensive goal square and then drive a kick towards half-back. Broadcast side went over the head of Cal. It's going to be a free kick for a hold. Going which way? And it's going to go to South Barwon. And it's going to go to Callett. Just keeping an eye on Duray down there. Any movement from him for St John of God, Birchie?
Yeah, he came back on to test it out, and he's no good. He's come straight back off. Yeah, that's a real blow.
Yeah, that's a watch for South Barwon. Kick long inside 50. Bosley couldn't mark. McQuay at ground level for Colac. Tried to get a handball. Got it to Hayes. Hayes fired it to Spokes. Spokes gave it to Jared Walters. Confronted. Looped it over the top. Tried to get it back to McQuay, who under pressure from Hughes got a handball to Zybell, who just gave one over his shoulder to no one in particular. Overrun by Hughes of South Barwon. Callett jams it on the outside of the left boot to a one-on-one. That might be a jump ball in basketball. No, mark paid, and it's going to go to Bailey Scott. Kelly O'Neill's attempt to mark came after Scott got a hand on it. He quickly hit the ground running, long ball, poor kick, and back with the flight driver, judging it best, has taken the mark, and will switch the play to left half back to Fraser Fort.
Fort takes the mark in front of Josh Garner at left half back for South Barwon. He's holding the play up.
So he's miles away from the man on the mark. Why doesn't he call him back then in line?
He plays and kicks long to Caldu. Can't take the mark. Tapped on towards centre wing Mulroney. Sling throw to the umpire. Free kick. Yulin's going to take it for Colac. He chips it over the top. McDonald takes it. Oh, be careful, Shepherd.
Yeah.
He ran back onto the mark. McDonald over the top and let Yulin run onto it. He's at right half forward now for the Tigers. He wants to wheel on that left. Goes long to the top of the square. Who's there? Garner Adam takes the mark. 10 out. Cannot miss this one. If he does, I'm going home.
Well.
And Adam Garner.
Well, don't invoice for full total.
Stood in the middle of the... Are we supposed to invoice? Oh, gee whiz. I've been missing out. Adam Garner.
Yeah, we get paid for this. Biggest con of all time.
Gee whiz. Really? Pothole, you're supposed to be my manager as well as the EP. Garner comes in. Kicks the goal. Jeez, he made the goal umpire work, can I tell you? He just squeezed it in. But he's kicked his second. And the fifth for Colac. They go to 5-9-39. They trail South Barwon 6-7-43, and that is on the Barwon Foods K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Well, I'm waiting for the screen to turn over. How many minutes gone, did you say, Jace?
Yes, about
roughly?
that many.
Yeah, about
yes,
that many.
roughly.
Because it's been all Colac. They've had time in forward half has been 11 minutes. I reckon it's been probably 10 minutes inside their forward half, and they've got a bit of momentum here, Colac. They just couldn't hit the scoreboard. So this is their moment. If they can go back-to-back here, obviously it's game on, but it gets Colac back into the game. You felt that South Barwon have dominated most of the game, but it gets them right back in there.
Telling the freshest fish direct to you, Donga Road, North Geelong, Barwon Foods third quarter. Back in the middle, Zybell with some momentum, got a fist on the footy, but Mulroney was able to take it after it sat on its point. Handball release. McCormack there, Spokes. He's taken in a tackle by Cunningham and Broughton and going nowhere, just forward of the centre circles, favouring the Tigers. What have you picked up for us, Kirsch, for Sporting Globe?
Yeah, interesting move. Doyle Madigan, who hasn't had a touch this quarter, has gone out of the stoppage and straight to full forward.
All right, one back Gully Plan Farm. We'll keep an eye on that match up inside forward 50. McQuay overran the footy. The bounce just actually went back over his head. O'Neill, that's a throw, but it got to Hughes. Hughes a handball release. Now a chance for James after receiving it from Broughton. Starts it left, works it back right. Wonderful finish, Sam James. Just against the momentum of play, South Barwon find one, and he kicks his second of the afternoon, Sam James. He only had 1 goal from 7 appearances coming in. He's got 2, and South Barwon pushed the margin back out to 10 points on the third quarter. K-Rock, Geelong, Barwon Food Scoreboard, selling the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, North Geelong, South Barwon. Well, this is a mathematician's delight. 7-7-49. Lead Colac, 5-9-39.
The Colac coaches will be a bit disappointed with that because they sort of walked through those tackles then. They should have, one of them should have at least wrapped him up and took him to ground, but away they went inside forward 50.
Back in the middle, Zybell got it down. Madigan back in the centre now. Ball spills free. Bailey Scott picks it up. Cunningham right next to him, tries to get it out, can't do so. And we'll have a secondary bounce in the middle. Umpire Chaston.
Barwon heads by a point, Inverleigh by a point. Leopold Sporties.
And back with Caldo having a run in the ruck. Ball spills towards O'Neill. Madigan dropped the footy. Macquarie. Free kick, upside centre hold.
No, he's got that wrong.
So free kick to Madigan in the middle for South Barwon.
Jace, we're not seeing the 3 grand final umpires again today. We're running out of umpires.
Madigan puts it inside 50. Dustin Walters, great thump away. Comes to the front of the pack. McCormack uses that big frame. Gets dumped in the tackle. 50 out from the South Barwon goal. The umpire will come in and ball it up.
I've got good news for you, Kirsch, too.
Yeah.
You don't have to present the Umpire of the Year on Mathis Medal night because it's actually now on Community Awards night
Right.
in October.
He's devastated.
Yeah.
Spokes.
It's good that they
Got it from
have a
McCormack. We
separate
go
night,
back to
not
McCormack.
footballers.
Spun out of trouble. Kicks towards half back. Oh, O'Neill got high on McQuaid but only spoiled into the path of Broughton. Got away from 1. Got away from 2. In game 100. Kicks his second. Lemmy's Tavern goal of the afternoon contender from Johnny Broughton. And the margin back out to 16 points. They move to 8-7-55 on the third quarter. K-Rock Barwon Food Scoreboard. And it's 5-9-39 Colac. And they're giving themselves a massive sniff of playing in a second semi-final for the first time since 2013.
Well, we spoke about that time in forward half. It was nearly 11 minutes they had it, and they'd only scored the 1 goal, 3 or something similar to that, whereas South Barwon have enjoyed a couple of clearances into their forward 50 and they're scoring. So that's the difference between the two teams' forward line at the moment.
Back to the middle, Zybell and Caldo. Caldo does some roving work. Bailey Scott trapped it, got a left foot kick towards half forward. South Barwon White, handball over the top to Jake Peters. He goes to centre wing. Jared Walters taps it in front of himself and does some good work. Handball to Spokes. Little bit of candy. Right foot kick. Long inside 50. Garner on a lead. Adam Garner takes the mark, plays on. Right foot kick. Open goal square, misses. And Kirsch is going, why? Why would you do that? 2 goals for to Adam Garner. And they go to 5-10-40 now, the Tigers. The Swans are 8-7-55. Barwon Foods K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Short kick in of White, marked by Madigan, who swings onto his left boot and kicks towards teammate and Starkey. Mark just inside defensive 50, gives a handball off to White, who kept running. He's got it at left half back, outer side of West Oval for South Barwon. Sends a kick, but just held up slightly in the breeze to Caldo. Caldo now inside 50, and Driver has taken Garner forward. Smart play from Jack Driver. He marks 35 metres out, directly in front, and a chance on his second of the afternoon. He just took off.
He did, and I watched them. They had a little bit of a push and shove, and Driver actually left him and just ran through the corridor and pushed inside forward 50. They're going to go. They're going to be 2 each if he kicks this.
Which is unbelievable.
Just hold that thought for a minute.
It could go anywhere.
So Driver with just the 2 goals for the season coming in. He kicked the opening goal of the contest for South Barwon at the 6-minute mark. This for his second and a game-high 21-point lead as we approach time on. He got under it a little bit, but he's kicked the goal! 2 for Jack Driver. He's had the most unbelievable of afternoons. Moments of brilliance. Moments that you just shake your head, but that's the Jack Driver package. And the margin is 21 points on the third quarter. Barwon Food Scoreboard. Barwon Food selling the freshest fish direct to you. Donga Road, North Geelong. I highly recommend those freshly shucked oysters from Bill and all the team. 9-7-61 South Barwon Colac. 5-10-40 as we approach 17 minutes played.
With the ball's going to Garner 90% of the time when the ball's coming inside forward 50, it's easier to defend because you know it's going there. And then that's Driver's doing the right thing and just running off him and making him accountable, and he got away with one.
Back in the middle, Parkhouse in the ruck now. Caldo for South Barwon. McCormack through the middle for Colac. He's tackled by Richardson, not going anywhere. Umpire will come in and have a secondary bounce in the middle. So Parkhouse right next to Caldo this time. Keldu kept his eye on the ball. Scott, handball, chopped off. Richardson couldn't take it. Keldu with the outside of the right foot to Gorwell for Colac. He gets it towards half forward. Smart overruns it. Shepherd. He gets it back towards Fort. Fort has to get around a couple. Got a high tackle. She'll get a free kick and will at half back. Fraser Fort for South Barwon.
Yeah, McCormack just got a little bit high on him around the neck. Kick to the outer wing, and they've got the footy and a chance to load up. Kick from Starkey. Sends it towards half forward, wanting Bosley. Malik in front position. That should be a mark, not paid. Now Harmony, quick kick inside forward, 50. Going at the footy was Barrow, but it's hit ground level. Broughton can't free himself from the tackle. Trying to get a handball towards O'Neill. And, O'Neill clubbered into the goal post as Dustin Wild has handballed through for a minor score. Margin is 22, but the pressure all of a sudden back on Colac. They're 5-10-40, South Barwon 9-8-62. Adam Garner goaled at the 11-minute mark to cut the margin to 4, and we thought game on, but South Barwon have responded nicely.
Straight down the middle, Walters to Scott. He's kicked to McCormack, and in fact, it was to Garner, Josh. He goes with a right foot kick towards Kane Smart, who got out the back, has taken the mark, 45 from goal on the right half-forward flank at the northern end of the ground. So we're able to move it there from deep back now with a chance for Kane Smart to have a set shot for goal. And we've said it before, Kirsch, I think they might need this one.
I think they're beyond just the one now, Jace. I think they need a couple. But tough kick from there. We saw it before with Garner how it drifted across.
Smart comes in. It drifts across again. Fort's there as well off hands and through for one behind to the Tigers. They go to 5-11-41. They trail South Barwon 9-8-62. Barwon Foods K-Rock third quarter scoreboard. We've played 19 minutes in this third term thanks to Port Phillip Ferries, the time clock daily commuter services from Port Arlington from only $13.50 per trip. Search Port Phillip Ferries commute.
What? No, White. What? Rather White.
Ronnie Watt,
Ronnie Watt.
Did some of his best work here at West Oval for a heck of a long time. Kicked to half back, went looking out there for Callett off his hands and out of bounds. All started in the early 80s with Geelong West, and of course had some wonderful years, we know, with the blue and gold of North Shore, and hopefully back here next year with St Joseph's, who fell just short of a finals berth in his first season in charge, but building nicely up at Drew Oval. Ball back into play for Parkhouse and Callett at right half forward for Colac to do the ruck work. Hands and knees, there's a swan underneath all of that. It's Sadler, it's not coming out. Umpire says give it to me. Gee, he circled around umpire Jones as if he was going to pay holding the ball. Didn't eventuate, and we'll get a ball up just forward of the wing, outer side. Colac slightly in attack. Ball's going to spill into the path of Hayes, who just couldn't get his hands on it cleanly enough, and it's out of play for a boundary throw-in. 20 minutes and 15 seconds played. So we're into the time on in the third quarter on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock, and it's South Barwon on the Barwon Food scoreboard, leading by 21 points. They're 9-8-62. Colac 5-11-41.
From the ruck contest, Callett got it down, or that's a throw that came from Sadler. The umpire said play on. Now Mulroney puts a tackle on Hewlin, and he's not going anywhere. The umpire will come in and balled up just forward of the centre circle for Colac.
Drysdale 48, Barwon Heads 44.
From the ruck contest, Callett's kick was smothered. Mulroney off hands. Darcy Lang, handball to Smart. 45 out, needs to get it around. He's wrapped up. He just got the handball free. Lang got one high. The umpire said play on, and now it's wrapped up. The umpire will come in and ball it up. 40 out from the Colac goal.
Did Lang play that like he thought he was going to get a free kick?
He did. He got up in his head.
Yep, he was waiting. He turned to see where the umpire was. He wasn't there.
Tapped down by Callett, clears the area for South Barwon towards left half back. Hayes over around the footy, opened the door for Cunningham for the Swans. He sends a kick to a one-on-one. Bosley back with a flight against Dustin Walters, couldn't complete the mark. I haven't mind Dustin Walters' game on Bosley for Wombat Gully Plant Farm in that matchup. Now holding the ball paid against Dustin Walters when I thought it was going to be a stoppage, hence why I went on a little bit of a spiel about the matchup. Bosley, quick kick inside 50. Caldu the target. Ball spills to Broughton, just couldn't get his hands on it. Malikan's handball, partially cut off. Kelly O'Neill snap. Kelly O'Neill goals. 25 out. He got a nice bend on the ball, and they go to a 27-point buffer. They've got 1 foot in a second semi-final, the Swans, as Kelly O'Neill kicks the goal. Another unlikely goal kicker for the Swans this afternoon. Just the 4th for the season. The guys that have kicked goals that we just haven't seen throughout the year. O'Neill joins the likes of Duray, Sammy James, Jack Driver as those to put themselves in the goal-scoring column. 10-8-68 South Barwon, thanks to Barwon Foods. Colac, 5-11-41.
Yeah, Walters can consider himself very unlucky, and that's what's caused the goal, but can't take that back now.
Bell in the middle.
Ooh.
Spokes pushed off the football. Cunningham got it forward to Mulroney from inside the centre square. Goes long. Barrow at the back. Red at the better. Didn't take the mark though. When handball came back out to O'Neill off a step. Open goal square. Misses it this time on the other side. And through for one behind. That would have been 2 in 33 and a half seconds.
The Colac midfielders were walking. They weren't transitioning
defensively
then, and they had all the numbers, South Barwon, because they pushed really hard offensively.
Simpkin to half-back. Zybelli's target. Oh, just juggled it over the line. Was it? No, Mark paid just. Just to give you an idea on Kelly O'Neill's goal, as he's now called to play on. Game 94 for him. That was just his 9th goal in his career. Kicks for the centre square. Fort went defensive with the spoil rather than marking. It's going to work out. Hughes tapped into the path of James. James couldn't get near the footy because Simpkin put a block on. Opened the door for the Tigers. Spokes. Short kick. McDonald dropped what he should have taken. Time to recover. Lang. Wonderful little give to Spokes. They need a goal out of this. Gives a handball. Scott starts it right. Works it back. Nice finish from Bailey Scott. Geez. Understatement of the year would be Colac needed a goal, and they find one through the class of Bailey Scott. Actually, the class of Darcy Lang. Just the little give to get things moving, and they're back to 22 points in the shadows of three-quarter time. Barwon Foods, third quarter. K-Rock scoreboard. They move to 6-11-47, the Tigers. South Barwon, a 10-9-69.
I like the way Bailey Scott goes about it. We know he's a fantastic footballer, but he never gives up. He never gives up in any contest. That's his 9th possession for the quarter, and he's just another dominant quarter by him. He just works and works and works.
Zybell gets it down to the ruck, but James rows it for South Barwon. Gets it towards Ford, who's on the wing now. It's a luxury to have Fraser Ford on the wing. Right foot kick over the top to O'Neill, who is obliterating the defence of the Colac Tigers at the moment. His right foot kick high. Bosley got a couple there off the back. Broughton, open goal square, 20 metres out, kicks the goal. His second of the afternoon for Johnny Broughton. And that is way too easy for the South Barwon side. Ford of centre. They go to 11-9-75. They lead Colac 6-11-47. Barwon Foods K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
And we've mentioned it a few times, and that's the difference. When the ball goes into the air, they've got some contests they can have from a variety of players inside their forward 50. When the ball hits the ground, they've got 3 or 4 of those fleet-footed players that can get front and centre, the fall of the ball, pick up possession and have a shot on goal. And they're finishing them. That's the difference as well.
3 for Broughton. I sold Jace up the river. I held up two fingers to say he's second, but I missed his one earlier in the quarter. Zybell climbed high in the ruck for Colac, won the tap. Ball at ground level. Hughes coming off his wing, took it nicely for South. Kick now towards half forward. Carmody, his target could spoil Jared Walters. Ball hit the deck. Malikan attacked it with real vigour for Colac. Handball on the bounce. Gorwell fumbled in opportune time. Got worried out of it by Madigan, but helped out by Jared Walters. Lang kicks on his preferred foot, which is a kick inside forward 50 for Garner. Both Garner, or one of the Garners there, I should say. Hillman out the back. He couldn't take it. Goff outside of the right boot. Just couldn't get the bend, and he's put it out of bounds on the full at right half forward. 26 minutes almost played on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Those daily commuter services from Port Arlington for only $13.50 per trip. Search Port Phillip Ferries commute. Drysdale 48 lead. Barwon hits 44 for Leopold Sporties in the Bellarine preliminary final.
Lang, long kick into the top of the square. Garner, Parkhouse got it, had it, lost it, needs to try and get it back. Fort wants to see it through. Jake Peters happy to see it through for a rush behind to the Tigers. They go to 6-12-48, trail South Barwon 11-9-75, and Jake Peters is going to do the kicking in as well for the Swans. Elects to go to the outer side and plays on, goes towards Caldo and Callett. Can't take the mark, off hands and out of bounds for a throw-in.
Low scoring out at St Albans. Inverleigh 46, Thompson 45. That's barely moved recently. To see if we can get an updated score from there. It might be just a case of it's being played between the arcs on a very big St Albans deck. Boundary throwing right half forward. Colac in attack, outer side of the ground. Zybell tracked it after it went through he and Callett. Then he hacked it inside forward 50 volley style. Hillman couldn't take it. Driver could. Hillman lays a good tackle. Driver somehow released her handball. Hawker though picked it up, gave it to Hayes for Colac. Out wide. Lang tight in the pocket. Wants to take on Hutchinson. Did so. Left foot flying shot at goal. It's one of the best you'll see. Oh, Darcy Lang with pure class. Kicks the goal. Hutchinson did all he could to hold his momentum. Lang said, bugger this, I'm getting away from you. And then he has a flying shot from tight in the left forward pocket and worked it back nicely to kick the Tigers 7th. Lammy's Tavern goal of the day contender sees the Tigers move to 7-12-54. South Barwon 11-9-75. Margin 21 on the Barwon Foods third quarter K-Rock scoreboard.
I'm in awe of that goal. Because he tucked the ball under his arm. He took on the tackler.
He went, I'm going.
And he knew he was going to kick it on his left.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic goal. That was pure brilliance.
And it's some more Darcy Lang magic. 21 points. Yeah, 21 points the difference. Back in the middle, Zybell, Callett, Madigan, Roves. And got the handball free as well. They get it going again, South Barwon, but only as far as Cooper Hayes, who kicks it around the corner. And
no.
Was that late, said the umpire.
Oh, they paid it downfield as well. There wasn't a lot in it. He got a nudge after he kicked it, but geez.
So Colac through Kane Smart with the free kick. Goes inside 50, and the mark taken by James, who read it the better than anybody, who stood there and took it for South Barwon and wants to play on and go to the outer side, centre wing position. Fort with a sit. Can he take it? Yes, he can. Yes, Kane Smart couldn't get there in time. Fort takes it. He drills it around the corner. Gee whiz, I'll tell you what, that was a great kick. Inside 50, over the back. Caldu's got his name written on it. Second grab, takes it close to the ground and will shoot the goal from 45 out. 45-degree angle.
Do you think it was a good kick, or do you think it was a bit of luck, that one on the outer side?
Fraser?
It's around the corner.
No, he's an awkward-looking kick. He seems to always get the result that he needs. And it's fallen in the arms of Matt Caldo, who hasn't kicked a goal yet this afternoon. This would be a very handy one close to three-quarter time for the Swans.
Didn't kick one last week either. Kicked 3 behinds against the Tigers.
21 the difference at the moment. He comes in, southern end of the ground. And right foot kick hasn't made the distance. It's going to sit for Bosley. He's got a couple on him. Oh, Bosley nearly brought off the ground. Goal! And umpire saying, all clear. That's his 4th. Johnny Broughton, great play, front and centre. And 4 goals, great return for Broughton. And for South Barwon, as we said, close to siren time for three-quarter time. They kicked their 12th. 12-9-81. They lead Colac 7-12-54, and that's on the Barwon Foods K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Well, that's a good thing about this South Barwon side, that week in, week out, it's someone else's turn. You know, Caldo doesn't have to kick the goals, or Bosley doesn't have to hit the scoreboard. When the ball hits the ground, that's Broughton's job today, and they all chip in and have their role. Well, not Jack Driver, of course, he's chipped in as well, but, that's what the difference between the forward lines, and they've got a variety of roles.
Callett on the tap down. Sadler's in the centre square doing a little bit of work in game number 2. Birchie, you're going to have to start thinking about Johnny Broughton in your Leopold Sporties best player arrangement, because game 100, 4 goals in a qualifying final is not bad darts. But we will stay in our lane here in the K-Rock van as Birchie. As the temperature dropped a bit, Birchie, as you sit in the shade there on the bike track.
Yeah, it's freezing in the shade here. I'd much rather be around the outside in the sunshine, that's for sure. So, yeah.
Spokes with the torpedo. Inside forward 50 for Colac. Need a mark. Back with the flight. Aaron Walters had to play spoiler. He knocked it into the pocket. Hillman tight on the boundary. Quick snap around the body. Not a bad effort from Hillman, but he missed skinny side and through for a minor score. They need everything to go their way, you would think, from here as they trail by 26. 31 minutes played on the Port Phillip Ferries third quarter time clock. 55 Colac, South Barwon 81.
A few years ago, Hillman was kicking those. Like he'd kick those freaky goals, Hillman.
Todd White plays on from fullback, goes towards Callett. Zybell at the back. McQuay's got it. Oh, left foot kick was smothered. Great play, Kelly O'Neill. Right there. And was able to put it over the boundary line for a throw in. So 31 and a half played third term. Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
Barwon heads 56, Drysdale 55 in the final quarter of the Bellarine prelim.
Boundary throw in here. Callett tried to go off the ground. Ball to Zybell. Left foot kick to half forward. Over the head of a couple, including Aaron Walters. Falls to the back. Jack Driver rides the bump of Adam Garner and not going anywhere. The umpire will come in and ball up about 40 out from the Colac goal.
You reckon, Talker, you're upset watching Barwon heads and drives, don't go toe-to-toe like that? Ball into the air, left forward pocket. Callett won the tap down. Madigan, the roving, kicks around the corner on his right boot. It kicked him about 8 metres, and McQuay knocked it out of the grasp of Kelly O'Neill onto the bike track, and boundary throw-in. Left half forward in front of where the old Polwarth Pavilion used to sit here at West Oval. Long gone now. Ball back into play. Knocked down by Callett. Cunningham, the roving, gave it to O'Neill. He's had a big third quarter now. He just kicks for space, and it's a dead set foot race. Jared Walters leads Broughton to the footy, but Walters left it behind. Broughton took it, and the siren sounded. And it'll roll inside 50. The siren had sounded. Wouldn't have mattered if it had rolled on for a goal because the umpire had signalled that we had concluded the third term. But, gee, if there had been another 15 or 20 seconds, Broughton was away and he was going to straighten up and look for his fourth of the quarter and fifth of the afternoon. As it was, he finished with 3 for the term of South Barwon 6. The margin got back to 4.
It's a good game of footy. From our point of view, that our boys just want to compete. Colac are the same. That we're putting on a really good contest between the two teams, and at the moment we've got our noses in front.
Good luck, Nildy. Get ready for a good last quarter.
Lift, Kingy.
Mark Neal there, coach of the Swans.
Lift Kingy.
Thanks to Geelong Sports Medicine Centre, your ultimate destination for health, fitness and recovery. Ballarat Road in North Geelong. How good is the crowd that's rolled out for this qualifying final? And tomorrow, 20 degrees and sunny. I think it might be time for shorts.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'll be in Ballarat, so it'll be 11
Yeah, good luck
and
with
snowing.
that. Yeah, good luck with that. Well, we'll enjoy a pina colada for you.
Hey, I noticed Jared McCormack was off the ground for the last 7 minutes of that quarter, and he started on the bench in the last.
He wasn't moving freely
No.
for St John of God. Keep an eye on that, Birchie and Jaron McCormack. What do they have to do in this last quarter? Kirsch, thanks to the Sporting Globe, Geelong's home of the finals.
It's quite simple. Do what South Barwon are doing. When the ball's inside forward 50, they've got to give themselves some scoring opportunity. It's just rebounding far too easily at the moment. They need to find those avenues to goal that we spoke about at half-time. They haven't found them yet. They need to.
Barwon heads at 58 now, lead Drysdale 56 in the Bellarine preliminary final. Winner to play Torquay next week.
Next goal wins, Kingy.
Every chance. They did start at 2 o'clock, so that's going to finish a bit earlier than us. Final term, South Barwon by 26 thanks to Lifeline Geelong Giving Week. Here's Jace.
Yes, ball from Zybel to Spokes, back to Zybel, who gets it to Scott over the top with hands to Hillman, who might have gone up the ground, goes towards half forward with the kick over the top. White comes at it. Now Hawker for Colac. Oh, gee whiz, he's jammed into the ground. The umpire says held to him. And it left half forward. We'll have a ball up.
Lifeline Geelong Giving Week. Donate to support local people in crisis. That email address, please, Jace.
Yes, it is lifelinegeelong.org.au.
65,000 the target. Starts Monday, but you can donate now. From the ruck contest, Callett won the tap roving, done by Fort. And now he kicks wide. O'Neill, who led him a merry dance in the third quarter. Handball to Caldew, who gave it to Cunningham. Kicks around the corner, a rolling ball inside forward 50. Attacked by McQuay for Colac, gave a handball off. And now the clearing kick from McDonald across the face of his defensive goal. Rolling ball, it'll run away from Jared Walters and into the waiting arms of Jane Birch for a boundary throw-in. Birchie down boundary side, Geelong Sports Medicine Centre. Kept busy this afternoon. There's a couple of concerns injury-wise. Fraser Giray is going to be the watch for South Barwon heading into a second semi-final. Well, if the scores stay the same, and then Jared McCormack just being worked on in front of us. It might be sort of upper glute or lower hip, maybe hip sort of region, so we'll keep an eye on that one. Rowan McSparrow to join us, or Darcy Lane post game from the boundary throw-in. Spokes ended up with a footy. Cunningham involved with a tackle there with him, also Sadler as well, or Hughes as well, and we'll get a ball up.
So from the ball up, Madigan went through the middle, needed some support and got some. And that came from Hughes, gets it towards Richardson. I kicked it with the outside of the right boot rather than the other way. Goes towards the pocket. Bosley runs back with a fly to the footy. Broughton's there as well. It's off hands. And we will have a boundary thrown in the right forward pocket.
Drysdale's kicked the next goal.
Oh,
they lead
wow.
by 4, 9-8-62. Barwon is 8-10-58 in the Bellarine prelim at Newcombe.
We did say next goal wins.
If Barwon
be
hits
on.
goals and wins, you can have tomorrow off.
There wouldn't be much time left. Sorry, Jason.
No, that's all
me
right.
and Kingy was just talking.
Just waxing lyrical.
Sorry for
getting in the way.
Sorry for talking while you're interrupting.
Ball now goes towards centre half forward for Colac. Goes towards Lang, who has to put a tackle on. Ball doesn't sit for him. And the umpire's just letting it go. Now it might come out. It's still across forward 50. Kick around the corner from Zybel. It's 3-on-1. South Barwon have got the 3. And Kane Smart couldn't do anything there for Colac. It's through for 1 behind. So they go to 7-13-55 now. The Tigers, South Barwon, 12-9-81. Lifeline Geelong K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Todd White, as he has done for most of the afternoon, to bring the ball back into play. It's 20 scoring shots to 21, although there have been, well, actually, I think 3 rush behinds for both teams. So in terms of deliberate shots on goal, a lot of those. Big fly Caldew across the front of the pack. Took a good mark from the kick from White. Now a kick to the wing, well weighted and taken out there in the arms of Richardson. Richardson now sends a kick towards forward 50. Lockie Simpkin in a wrestle. Took a good mark against Kelly O'Neill. Holds things up. They really can't concede from here. The kick just got over the head of Madigan. Well done by Aaron Walters. Freed the arms, gave a handball off to the run of Hayes. Got to the point of the square at right half forward. Then checked the kick. Up the chimney it went. Dustin Walters flew. Garner the roving, gave a handball to a barging Hillman, but White was strong enough along with Shepherd to ensure he was going nowhere. We'll get a ball up 35 out, just right of centre from the Colac goal.
So ball up. Tigers need 3 in quick succession. From the ruck contest, Adam Garner tried to take it out of the ruck. Mulroney for South Barwon. Handball to White was okay. His kick, scrambling kick only as far as Zybell. Handball no look to Lang. Lang off a step, measures that. Goff, he picked it up, but he didn't get it outside 50. Spokes off a step. He goes only as far, though, at the back. And the kick away from Hutchinson for South Barwon. Goes out wide, looking for Richardson. Got one high, the umpire said, and a bit going on behind the play as well. Kingy will keep an eye on that, and the ball goes towards centre wing. Lockie Sinkin, though, chops it off for Colac.
Keep an eye on Rowan Goff. He's not moving well inside forward 50 for South Barwon. Birchie for St John of God. Just can barely break out of a trot. Zybell chips one over the top to McQuay. McQuay can drop the mark and then time to recover onto his left boot as he goes from centre wing inside 50. Adam Garner comes like a steam train. Got one hand to it. Knocked it to ground. Aaron Walters. Smart handball. Well done by Hutchinson. Just worried the handball away from its intended target, and Shepherd now will get the loose footy. His kick outside defensive 50 will bounce away from Lang. Lang had to come with Madigan to keep him company. Try to knock it back towards Josh Garner. His handball chopped off by Richardson. Richardson a handball to Fort. Fort just back of the wing out of side. Now a kick to half forward, but coming off his man. Jared Walters judged it best. Coming off Broughton. Kick for the middle. Wanted Bailey Scott, who reeled it in with one hand, despite the pressure coming from James.
50.
And 50. So Bailey Scott's going to be gifted a goal that they so desperately desire.
It's hard work, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Have to go in 4 or 5 times to get a goal.
Oh, gee, that's a very short 50.
Oh, my goodness.
That's got to be another 10 metres. He should be kicking that from where the man on the mark is standing.
Well, he's only 5 metres from where he actually was. 10 metres from where he was.
So he starts his run-up, which will be about 15 metres. So I would suspect, at best, that was a 40-metre penalty. He'll kick from 30, dead set in front, and he's pushed it, and that's an opportunity gone begging. Margin 24. South Barwon lead on the final quarter. Lifeline Geelong giving week scoreboard. Colac now 7-15-57, their own worst enemy in front of goal. South Barwon 12-9-81.
So Todd White for the Swans. Plays on from full-back, takes a bounce, runs into the pocket, and goes along the line looking for Fort. And why wouldn't you as well? The big fella takes the mark at defensive 50. Goes with the right foot kick to centre wing. Mulroney off the back, Callett. Spokes comes at it, Zybell as well. Somehow threw it around the corner to Spokes. Now over the top, Barrow. Got the handball out to McDonald. His kick to left half forward. And Fort there as well. Can't take it for South Barwon. Driver, he is wrapped up in the tackle by Aaron Walters. And we will have a ball up at left half forward for the Tigers. They're 7-15-57. Trail South Barwon 12-9-81 from the ruck contest. Swans have got the numbers which they've had most of the day around the ball. Caldew goes at it. Mulroney as well. Falls to the front. Carmody tries to tap it on towards Kelly O'Neill across centre wing. Scott kept his feet. Mulroney across there to help out for South Barwon. Handballs it back. Off a step. They go inside 50 towards Caldew. Now handball. Hughes on the outboard to Carmody. Close to the boundary line. Goes to the right foot kick. Open goal square across the face of goal. And still in the field of play. In fact, it's run around the boundary line, gained another 25 metres away from the goal, and we will have a boundary throw in.
Drysdale by 10 points, 10-8-68. Barwon heads 8-10-58 at Concept Oval in Newcombe. The Hawks look set to return to the grand final for the first time since 2013. John Fitzgerald was coach last time the Hawks contended. Tapped down by Zybell. Roving Broughton in game 100. Couldn't find a fifth. Top of the goal square. Bosley fighting for it. Had it knocked away. And now he's wrapped up in a two-man tackle. And you've got to go back to 1989 for the last time the Tigers and the Hawks did battle in the decider. A bloke called Dale Lewis played for Torquay that afternoon. He went on to have a pretty good career with the Swans. Tapped down by Zybell. Top of his defensive goal square. Roving done there by McDonald, and he's going nowhere, and the umpire says, give it to me, I'll do it one more time. 15 metres out from the South Barwon goal. You would think one more, and they're off to the second semi-final. Zybell, the big spoil, but out of the pack. James did the roving handball release. It found its way back to Hughes. Hughes gave it off to only for Gorwell to steal it. He gave it to Scott. Tried to put it in the path of Yuland, who tried to go off the ground. Bought about 8 metres. He shinned it forward. Fought, overran the foot. He had to go back and try and find it. Yuland worried him out of it. Madigan got in there for South. Gave it off to Starkey. Starkey goes wide and puts it onto the chest of O'Neill, who dropped what he should have taken. Time to recover. Kick inside forward. 50 for Bosley. Good spoil Parkhouse. Ball at ground level. Chance now for Mulroney. Gave it to Bosley. Tight angle. Banana. And they're off to the second semi-final. From 30 metres out, right foot banana. Bosley kicks his first of the afternoon. And they will head towards a 30-point buffer and a spot. Well, they'll get 2 cracks at playing in a grand final, and the first one will come next Saturday afternoon against St Mary's. Final term, Lifeline Geelong Giving Week scoreboard. Donate to support local people in crisis. South Barwon 13,987. Colac 7,15,57.
I like it. As soon as he kicked that, he knew he kicked it. He went straight to that crowd, let them know about it, and the ball was still halfway on its way on its journey.
Inverleigh 73. Thompson 64, 26 gone.
Jeez.
Back in the middle here at West Oval. And through the middle, Cooper Hayes.
I have to work with the coach of Inverleigh tonight.
Good luck with that. He won't be doing much work. Ball spills free again. Now another pack develops and we're going to have a ball up.
His beverage of choice is Pepsi Max, so
that's good.
He won't be chewing my ear off too much.
Good. Ball back. Zybell. Got it down. Yuland. Tried to get the handball out to Darcy Lang. Now comes back towards Gorwell for Colac. He's worried out of it as well. South Barwon just with some numbers on the outside, but they can't get the ball. Yuland kick up the chimney towards Smart. Was that a hold? The umpire said yes, it was.
Drysdale by 16 now.
Ah, gee. Willikers.
You said next goal wins it. next three.
Ball in the middle, running away is Chris Hughes. Goes inside 50 for South Barwon over the back. Broughton Bosley to finish it. Icing on the cake. No, Malikan in the way. And goalkeeper style gets around. Right foot kick over the top. It's okay, finds Barrow drives it to half back, but he's kicked it straight to Jack Driver, who has had an interesting afternoon to say the least. Kicked a couple of goals as a defender. Now a long ball in from Hughes, who marked the driver. Kick across the front of the pack. Calder, who hasn't goaled this afternoon. Off the pack. Broughton for a fifth. No. He dribbles it into the right-hand goalpost and missed the opportunity maybe to not only have a handful of goals, but the Leopold Sporties player of the day as well. Quick kick in on the bounce taken by Zybell. Releases Jared Walters. Bumps off the would-be tackler in Sadler and then kicks to half forward looking for McCormack. Yeah, push past the football though, but he's opposite number 15, Goff, with just a tumbling punt out towards Fort. Sits okay for his teammate as well, who got it over the top from Cunningham. Back to Fort, inside 50. Punched away defensively. Colac, Simpkin to Parkhouse. Parkhouse off a step. Goes outside defensive 50. It's all South Barwon though. Hughes. Handball was chopped off by Zybell. Did well, the big fella. Over the top to McCormack. Left it for Walters. Got it away to Smart. Inside 50 with the kick to Garner. Right on 50 now. Who's he got to kick to? Lang, and that's about it. He goes over the top to Smart, who'd made some ground. Got a hand to it. Didn't take the mark. Can handball it to Lang. 40 out. Left foot kick round the corner. Punched away. Is it still in the goal square? Can't get it. Hayes goes towards the forward pocket. Close to the boundary line. Handball over the top. And Jake Peters happy to see it through for a rush behind.
I believe the score is final at St Albans and Inverleigh are into the grand final.
7-15-57 here. So in fact, it's 7-16-58 now, Colac. South Barwon 13-10-88. And that is on the Lifeline Geelong K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Jake Peters long to half back. Premiership player at Bannockburn in 2019. Could he do the GFNL, GDFL double in 2023? It's over the pack and out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. So Inverleigh have beaten the minor Premier Thompson and are in to the GDFNL Grand Final. Thompson will now wait for either Bellpost Hill or East Geelong. Wouldn't that be a cracking prelim if East Geelong were to get through? Spokes, a high ball inside 50 for Colac. Goff went under the footy. He seems to have recovered okay for St John of God. McCormack's back out there as well. Outside of the right boot. The kick by Hutchinson. Will it sit up for Hughes? No, it won't. It'll go out of bounds for a boundary throw-in right in front of the Colac interchange bench. So Colac with no Simpkin, no McCarthy, no Rennitz. Would love to see all three back next week for what we expect will be a first semi-final in this game, unless this game was flipped on its head in the next 15 or so minutes. They trail by 30, 88-58 on the Lifeline Geelong Giving Week scoreboard.
Boundary throw inside. Bell takes it out of the ruck, goes towards Smart. But Peters beats him to it. Handball over the top to Mulroney. He's handball to James. Handball to Peters, who just ran at speed. And the ball came back to him, but then he coughed it up. Then the handball came out the back from Malikan for Colac. Lang gets the handball towards Spokes. Now to Gorwell. They've got some numbers on the outside of the delivery. Walters can't keep it in. And they mucked it up.
Yep.
Well and truly Colac there, unfortunately for them. And it will be a boundary throw in. 50 out from the goal.
The margin was 16 points on Play HQ, Drysdale and Barwon Heads. Now it's back to 10, but the Barwon Heads score hasn't changed. Drysdale's has been reverted back from 74 to 68.
That's strange.
That can nearly be done. That's 4:30, so that game started at 2. Quick kick forward, Bailey Scott after the boundary throw in, but it's taken by Peters, who's been good this afternoon. Touched that onto his boot. Bosley, Sportaway Parkhouse, front of the pack, Carmody. Madigan on his preferred left-hand side. Now a kick towards half forward. Simpkin back with the flight drop, what he should have taken. Broughton picked up the loose footy, cut through one, kick over the top to Bosley. Bosley will mark and say, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to take time off the clock, have a shot. And if we haven't already booked a second semi-final berth, I'm going to make it a certainty by kicking the second. Andrew Bosley is sitting on 48 goals for the year. 11 of those have come against Colac, 10 in the home and away season, 1 in this final term this afternoon. And a chance for his second, and this to push the margin to a game-high 36 points. Bosley, man on the mark, stands about 35 from goal. He'll have to start it right. He didn't start it right, and as a result, that easterly breeze has just pushed it to the left and through for a minor score. And the margin again, 31, as it was a short time ago. 13-11-89, Colac 7-16-58. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock has gone 15 and a half minutes. Daily commuter services from Port Arlington, only $13.50 per trip. Search Port Phillip Ferry's commute.
Simpkin kicks it in to Hawker, who chips the ball over the top to Hayes. Takes the mark at true half back. Just tacking around the boundary. His short little kick to Spokes finds him. Plays on, wants to come back into the middle. Dangerous kick. Fort got a hand to it, the big fella, and then picks it up and then drops it. The umpire says play on. Got it away at the back. Jake Peters at defensive 50. His kick was smothered. Might get a second attempt. Handball over the top was okay. Party trick. Madigan left it behind. Now Smarty can't take it. Peters runs into him as well. Ball spills free. Coming out. Starkey. And he gets the clearing kick for South Barwon. Out towards centre wing. Punched away. Over the top, South Barwon might be able to get away. Handball came from Carmody to Mulroney inside 50. And over the top, kick came Caldo over the top to Bosley in the goal square and kicks the goal. Second semi-final beckoning for South Barwon. He kicks his second. And the Swans doing the number on the Tigers this afternoon. Lifeline Geelong, K-Rock. Final quarter scoreboard, South Barwon 13-11-89, Colac 7-16-58.
I'm reliably informed Drysdale have won by 9 points. Game over at Concept Oval.
Of which Inverleigh has won by 9 points as well. There you go.
2 cracking games. What if you lived sort of in that sort of St Albans Park, Whittington, Newcombe area today and you loved your footy? You would have gone, Jeebus, I've got 2 cracking games of footy here. Unbelievable. 14-11-95 South Barwon. Colac 7-16-58. This has turned into a bit of a whitewash and they've got hold of them again. This will be 4 consecutive wins now for South over Colac. So just holding a little mental edge over them. South have got some decisions to make at selection next week with Noble and Middleton potential inclusions. Just waiting for Johnny Broughton. He's coming from the ground. Birchie just came in on Johnny Broughton. Not sure whether that's blood rule related or not. Go down to you, Birchie.
Where's the footy?
Or we're just waiting for a footy. We might be just waiting for a footy. Well, Bosley pumped it into the car park.
Right.
No issues with Johnny Broughton, Birchie?
No, I can't see any blood evidence. So there's a lot of tired bodies coming off, that's for sure. So probably had time for a spell.
Yep. Jaron McCormack went back onto the ground, but I'm not sure whether he might have departed the scene again.
Yeah, he went deep and was definitely limping, so he may have come off. They put him in the cotton wool room, I think.
Yep. Footy has come out. AFL Barwon wrapped that they're producing a new footy for about 12 minutes of play.
$160 just for
somebody has done that didn't clear the car park down there. unless it got a really wicked bounce into somebody's backyard, somebody has snaffled themselves
You
a
didn't keep
Sharon.
the back of the Ford Focus open, did you? Didn't go on the back of that?
Parked a little bit
closer.
Yeah, I'm a bit.
What about you and the Ford? What do you got? I don't know what you got.
He's got
a Hilux today.
He's got a used car lot.
Yes.
I'm spending gas.
Back in the middle, and Keldu doing some ruck work now. He won the tap down, the skipper, and we've got a stoppage again in the middle. So Inverleigh, good day for you. We're brown and gold.
Yes, well and truly. Good work.
So you got the two Hawks of the region playing in grand finals.
So who finished top in that comp?
Thompson.
Oh, Thompson, they're out.
No. Second 70
second
though.
70.
They'll play either East Geelong or Bellpost Hill. Back in the middle, free kick paid. Handball off to Madigan. Came from Sadler. Long ball inside 50. Malikan flying, but can't mark for Colac. It's bobbling around inside 50. Kellett's gone forward. He's taken surely without the footy by Malikan. Umpire said play on. Mulroney tried to barge his way through. Handball out was slick. Might have been Spokes that found McQuay. McQuay short kick. Lang's got to sit under it and had to wait for it and took a good mark in front of Starkey. Hasn't stopped trying as the Colac co-coach. They're going to have to pick themselves up and dust themselves off again as they did 12 months ago. Short to Dustin Walters. Kick inside 50. Zybell on a long lead. It'll bounce in front of him and then pitch away from him on that bounce. Knocked away from Peters, though, for South Barwon as he tries to fight for it again. Hughes. Oh, that's a push in the back or high against Aaron Walters. Free kick will go to Chris Hughes. And he's got it inside defensive 50 with his team leading by 37. This is almost where you can wave the white flag and almost mutually agree to end the game. 37 points in a final with 10 minutes to play.
No percentage needed.
No, but there's 4 points according to Jack Driver.
Jack Driver wants the 4 points. Goes on the outboard to Ford, who takes the mark on centre wing. Comes back inboard looking for Starkey. That's a terrible kick from Fraser. Ball in the contest. Is that dropping the footy? It is.
He got it right.
Kick. He did. And the free kick's going to come back. Bailey Scott pleading. But the free kick will come back to Starkey in the middle for the Swans. He goes with the kick on the outside towards Ford again. Don't worry about the kick. He can take a mark.
Oh, he reaches 12 foot.
He does. He's a big boy. He's taking
14
it
foot.
at right half forward. Goes now with a
it's not
torpedo punt, if you don't mind. Top of the goal square. And offhands, is it? No, mark paid to Barrow in the last line of defence. No mucking around from Fraser Ford.
I like
Just stick it in there.
Yeah.
I like it too. And the ball comes out to Lang at centre half back for Colac.
It didn't work, but I like it.
You can do that when you lead a qualifying final by
Correct.
37 points in time on in the final term.
Neildy's message might have been to kick it into the top of the goal square for young Kellett to have a big jump at. So sticking to the brief there.
Malikan got a kick that went about 4 metres to Aaron Hawker, who ran out of room. Boundary throw in, true centre wing. Stay with us for a big fifth quarter thanks to the Sandman Mattress Factory. We've got plenty to talk about. Both coaches to join us, or both coaching staffs to join us. Mark Neal will talk to us. We'll speak with either Rowan McSparron or Darcy Lang. Our Leopold Sporties player of the day, and a comprehensive around the grounds for Leopold Sporties. Lovely palm down to Jared Walters came from Adam Garner, but he gave it to Cooper Hayes. He lost it in the tackle of O'Neill. O'Neill found the loose foot. He gave it to Sadler. Sadler tried to get a handball on to a teammate. Might have been Hutchinson he tried to get it to. Who is that at the bottom of that pack? Let's have a look there. He just gets to his feet. It is Austin Shepherd, in fact, and we'll get a stoppage and a ball up at the edge of the centre square, favouring South Barwon. The sun shining, last vestiges of the western sun on West Oval. McQuaid knocked it to his own bench, played it well like a basketball. He dribbled it and then gave a handball to Bailey Scott. Kick inside forward 50. Zybelli's target. Back with the flight front position was good play by Starkey, or rather White, but outside of the right boot. Bouncing ball from Dustin Walters has missed for a behind, and the margin is 36. So if they were to kick the next 7 in a row, they would jag this one, Colac, but that's not going to happen. They'll be in a first semi-final next Sunday. They'll play Leopold or Newtown and Chilwell. We're kept live from 1 o'clock tomorrow on K-Rock Football, K-Rock 955, KRockFootball.live, and through the AFL Barwon streaming.
Todd White kicks it in for South Barwon. Great mark, Keldu. I reckon he's taken a dozen marks today, Matty Keldu. He's been elite for South Barwon, and he's just taking the sting out of the game. He's taking his time at half back for the Swans. Called to play on now, just chips the ball just the required distance. Cunningham takes the mark.
Werribee 74, leading Box Hill 54.
Ooh.
Direct path into a preliminary final appears on the cards for the Tigers from Werribee.
So Cunningham now towards half forward. Bosley with the leap, can't take the mark. And free kick, chop, said the umpire. Hold, whatever you like. He's pulled out 3 free kicks there for Andrew Bosley. And he'll take it at right half forward. Goes inside 50, looking for Callett. Goes in that direction. Second effort, takes the mark and will shoot for goal in the right forward pocket from about 25 metres out.
Oh, well, there's the mark they were looking for Callett.
That's right.
Probably the hardest place to kick a goal on the ground, though, although Bosley showed it was pretty easy.
That's right.
Well, you've got to go with the banana in that pocket, don't you? If you go with a drop punt, it's just going to drift. It's going to drift.
Yep. It's be interesting to see what the big ruckman does here.
He's going to go with a drop punt, and it's going to drift. It's amazing, isn't it, really? So, 3 for 1 behind to Ben Callett.
Yep.
1 behind to him. And the Swans go to 14-12-96. They lead Colac 7-17-59. Lifeline Geelong K-Rock. Final quarter scoreboard.
Darcy Lang runs his full measure and goes up the middle of West Oval. Zybell is his target near the centre circle. Has had it spoiled away. Spokes at the front of the pack for the Tigers. Got a handball, but they're going to turn it over. White got a receive from Hutchinson. Bangs it long. Todd White! Oh, big ball from 51 metres. Kicks the goal, and there's another one that's barely hit the scoreboard this year, finding a major. That's just his 3rd and just the 4th in his stint since coming up from Koroit. Game 37, just his 4th goal. And the margin now, this is a blowout at 43 points on the final quarter. Lifeline Geelong Giving Week scoreboard. Donate to support local people in crisis. South Barwon have topped the ton. 15-12-102. Colac a 7-17-59 in this final term that's gone 25 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
Well, Colac have kicked 7. South Barwon's defenders have kicked 3.
That says it all, doesn't it? Back in the middle, Caldu having a run on the ruck. Got it down. Hard tackle there on Darcy Lang. Sling tackle, said the umpire.
Oh, this guy.
Who was about 70 metres away.
Yep, and the
controlling umpire
could see everything.
Was 3 metres away. But anyway, short kick to Cody Spokes for Colac. Running to the southern end of the ground, he chips the ball out wide. Jared Walters, he's had a pretty good game today, Jared Walters. He goes to Hawker, who takes the mark, 55 from goal. Plays on now, goes to the top of the square. Garner going to have a couple line in, punched away, big thump away.
It's predictable.
It is very predictable, and out of bounds for a throw-in.
See, it's 3 possessions, right? They're in the centre circle. It's 3 possessions, and they're still outside forward 50 to the same area that they could have kicked with the first time before defenders get back and defend Adam Garner.
It's actually punched through for a behind. So 7-18-60 now, Colac. South Barwon 15-12-102. Lifeline Geelong K-Rock final quarter scoreboard. The kick in long, looking for Hughes. Punched away at the front. And, that's a free kick. Sling tackle, Barrow and Richardson. 2 number 49s. Going to have a bit dodgy. Free kick's going to come back. Hawker giving the ball back. In fact, it might be Walters. Aaron Walters it is. It's called to play on. He's going to go with a big right foot kick inside 50.
He sends it into the forward pocket, wanting Adam Garner. He won't be able to get a run at it, standing tall, taking the mark. Todd White has had another solid afternoon. Solid citizen down back for the Swans. Ron Goff still not moving overly freely. He'll be happy for the final siren and a chance to recover. I suspect Eastern Beach will be getting a visit from some of these boys over the next 24 hours. Kick towards Driver, who's 4 to the footy for the moment. Mulroney, front of the pack, releases a handball over the top. Richardson was his intended target, but he missed him. Coming up is McDonald, walking straight into a Madigan tackle and then taken over the boundary line. And that's holding the ball, according to umpire Chaston at true centre wing. Madigan with it. Now called to play on as he steps off his mark. Sends a kick towards half forward. Target is Bosley. It's a 2-on-1 off the back of the pack. Broughton still looking for number 5. Won't find it there. Barrow, Jared Walters, Josh Garner. Nearly called him Joel. Half back looking for Bailey Scott, but over the top, Richardson. Gee, I really like Richardson. He might be a good story in the wash-up of season 2023. Drives it long. Goal square. Target, who is it? There's going to be a free kick for a hole. Top of the square. And I reckon the free kick is going to Jack Driver, who's going to go back and kick his 3rd.
You're kidding.
Birchie, under no circumstances is Jack Driver able to win the Leopold Sporters today.
No chance.
No.
They can't do that.
No, I had a giggle when he just got that free kick. I thought, he's up there. I've circled him, but...
I want to see how he got up there, because Garner's left with White.
He just worked his way up there.
Jack Driver for number 3.
No certainty.
He'll kick that, and he has. He did make the goal umpire work, but he's kicked his third Jack Driver. Now, I'm going to take a stab and say that Jack Driver, with only 16 goals coming in 75 games, has never kicked 3 in a GFNL senior game before. But he's done it in a qualifying final, which his team now leads by 48 points on the final quarter Lifeline Geelong Giving Week scoreboard. Donate to support local people in crisis as part of Lifeline Geelong Giving Week. Starts Monday. South Barwon 16-12, 108, 7-18-60 Colac. And we've gone nearly 29 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock as the sun starts to set in the west. And the shadows lengthen here at West Oval.
Zybell gets it down the middle for Colac. Mulraney against Zybell has to do his own roving work. Tries to get it up. Picks it up third time. Gets the handball out to Bailey Scott. His handball to McDonald. Also Hawkers there at the point of the centre square at half forward. Goes towards Smart. Sat and waited for it. Cunningham didn't. Then Cunningham gets it. Tries to get away. Spokes. Handball. Forward towards Bailey Scott. Now Lang tries to get through some traffic to Aaron Walters. Thought about the kick. Ended up with the handball to Hawker off a step across the face of goal. Garner. In fact, it's Dustin Walters who puts the one hand up. Takes a late Hamlin hanger contender, but that's all too late for the Tigers. Walters, gee whiz, he turned it around, kicked it with his right boot and made the goal umpire work a little bit too, but he kicked his first. And for the Tigers, a belated goal in this final term. They go to 8-18-66. They trail South Barwon 16-12, 108. Lifeline Geelong K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
They still had 4 handballs inside forward 50 then, Jace, to actually get a shot to the top of the square. So we'll talk more about their game style in the post-game, but they do a lot of hard work to get a shot
get a
on
result.
Goal.
Yeah.
Marcel Behrens has done a wonderful job, Geelong Regional Football. He's just trotted off with his cameras. I think he's going to capture some of the post-game celebrations and revelry that have come off the back of that centre bounce. For the first time in a decade, South Barwon are into a second semi-final. And Colac, will it be deja vu? They've got to go via a first semi as they look to snap a 9-year premiership drought. Or will their season come to an end in a first semi-final like it did last year? 16-12, 108, comprehensive for South Barwon as they beat Colac by 42 points